Tianlai Taoist failed to reach that realm, but he had no regrets. All he wanted was to find a successor who could pass on his Tao. But he was so arrogant that he looked down on ordinary people, and he also looked down on those who did not agree with him. Someone had come here before, got his initial recognition, and gained some benefits from his stay. That person was the ancestor of the Lei family. It can also be said that the Lei family's Tao came from Tianlai Taoist. It's just that the Lei family only got a very small part of his inheritance, but the ancestor of the Lei family later evolved his own inheritance with the help of Tianlai Taoist's Tao and embarked on his own path. Everyone knows that the Lei family started from Leishan, but they don't know that there is a real boss hidden in Leishan. And the origin spiritual vein controlled by the Lei family is not the most fundamental one. In Leishan, the most fundamental 8th-level origin spiritual vein of thunder attribute has always been controlled by Tianlai Taoist. And this spiritual vein, after Tianlai Taoist failed to reach a higher realm, was affected by the power of the Tao and evolved again. Over hundreds of thousands of years, the origin spiritual vein has gradually become stronger and is developing towards the 9th-order origin spiritual vein. And this spiritual vein has grown a huge branch outside Leishan, forming a 7th-order origin spiritual vein with thunder attributes. This 7th-order origin spiritual vein is the one controlled by the Lei family. 840. The 7th-order origin spiritual vein continues to grow under the earth, and it may become many branches. Many forces have established sects and families on this spiritual vein, but they also have to rely on the Lei family, pay tribute to the Lei family every year, and must obey the orders of the Lei family. Otherwise, once the Lei family cuts off their souls, it means that the Taoist tradition will be cut off, and the sect will be destroyed and the clan will be exterminated. So after controlling Leishan, the Lei family is still exploring Leishan. They hope to find the source of the spiritual vein and truly control Leishan. Unfortunately, as long as Tianlai Taoist is still there, the Lei family will not be able to control Leishan. This is also the reason why the Lei family has not made much progress over the years. Lin Moyu finally understood the whole story. With his understanding of cause and effect, he did not think that Tianlai Taoist was definitely hopeless. Senior, from my understanding of cause and effect, there is always a way out. You were able to save your life under the Great Tao, so there must be other ways to go. The Taoist Tianlai rarely smiled. There is indeed a way, but it is not easy to go. Lin Moyu said, I dare to ask you how to go, maybe I can help you. The Taoist Tianlai shook his head, if you can't help, it's okay to tell you. The most important thing is that this spiritual vein must become a 9th-level spiritual vein. When the time comes, I will merge with it and use the power of the spiritual vein. Maybe there will be a chance to try again. But it is so difficult to upgrade the spiritual vein, especially from the 8th level to the 9th level. I don't know how many years it will take, and I don't know if I can wait. It can be heard that the Taoist Tianlai did not hold too much hope. Maybe this hope is really slim, but it is not completely gone. Lin Moyu said, I believe there will be such a day, but what about the soul of the senior? Tianlai Daoist suddenly laughed, you underestimate the Dao 9 realms too much. As long as the origin spirit vein can be promoted to the 9th level, the soul injury of this master can naturally recover. If the soul is still like this, what's the point of fighting? Lin Moyu thought so too. Although the soul injury is difficult to cure, it is not completely incurable. Even I have a way to deal with it. How can the existence of Dao 9 realms not have a way? Through Tianlai Daoist, Lin Moyu already knows the difference in the Dao Zun realm. The Dao Zun realm is different from any of the previous realms. It is not divided into 3 levels, low, medium, and high, but is divided more finely. The Dao Zun realm is divided very finely from the weakest Dao 1 realm to the strongest Dao 9 realm. In the Dao Zun realm, there is a saying that one realm leads to heaven, and the difference in strength is huge for each realm. However, Lin Moyu still does not know which realm the Dao Zun he has come into contact with are in. After chatting with Tianlai Daoist for a while, Lin Moyu raised the most important question, Senior, You gave me the inheritance. Can you tell me what your requirements are for the inheritor? Tianlai Daoist has been waiting here for so many years. Bed, I don't know how many people he has screened. Except for the ancestor of the Lei family, no one can meet his eyes, which shows how high his requirements are. In this regard, Lin Moyu can't just find someone and give the inheritance to him. In addition to good talent, character must also be tested. You can't find a murderer, otherwise the cause and effect will be a big trouble. Tianlai Daoist said in a deep voice, originally you were a good candidate, but unfortunately you have too many ways, and my philosophy is not in line with it. But you can inherit my weapon array. You are very talented in weapon arrays, so there is no problem with this. I hope you can find someone who shares the same philosophy as me for my fundamental Thunder Road. You can assess talents and other things. I will not restrict you. The subtext of this sentence is, I can't control you either. Just focus on your efforts. Lin Moyu naturally understood. Does the senior have any requirements for gender? Is there a restriction that the teaching can only be passed on to males but not females? The Taoist Tianlai was amused. Am I such a pedantic person? Not pedantic? Lin Moyu felt that the Taoist Tianlai was quite pedantic, otherwise his teaching would have been passed down long ago, and he would not have waited for hundreds of thousands of years and not even found a successor. First find some decent candidates, pass on your teaching, and slowly spread out. With more and more people, there will always be some geniuses among them. But he insisted on waiting for someone who was top in everything, but ended up waiting for hundreds of thousands of years and not even getting a bed. The ancestor of the Lei family was lucky and got a little bit of inheritance. You can think about these words in your heart, but you dare not say them. Lin Moyu said, I have a disciple who is in Thunder Mountain at the moment. I think she might be able to do it. Taoist Tianlai's eyes condensed. Are you planning to keep the wealth within the family? Lin Moyu said, I do have this idea. Senior, you can take a look first, but you must agree to it first. He knew Taoist Tianlai could see the whole mountain. He was the source of the origin spiritual vein, and everything that happened in Leishan could not be hidden from him. Taoist Tianlai narrowed his fingers, and the sea of thunder rolled. One by one, the people who entered Leishan appeared in the picture. At the same time, a huge origin spiritual vein was also revealed. The people who came in were all located at the nodes of the origin spiritual vein. Lin Moyu quickly analyzed that this spiritual vein was the 7th level origin spiritual vein controlled by the Lei family. Those who entered the core area were located at the center of a node of the spiritual vein, and those with ordinary qualifications were near the spiritual vein node. At the center of the node, the origin power would naturally be much more. The Lei family used the formation to strip the thunder attribute in the spiritual vein and turn it into pure origin power, so that all the people who practiced inside could obtain a large amount of origin. Lin Moyu saw Seya and Gu Nianxue. Hey, the appearance of Gu Nianxue. Lin Moyu would not mistake someone. Gu Nianxue's clothes did not change, the only thing that changed was her appearance. Different appearance, different temperament. Tianlai Taoist asked, is the disciple you are talking about her? Lin Moyu shook his head, not her. Her name is Gu Nianxue, from the Hansui Holy Land. When I saw her before, she was a man, and I don't know why she became a woman. Tianlai Taoist took a look. She has a magic weapon that can change her appearance and temperament. The level of the magic weapon is okay. It is in the realm of Dao Zun, so you can't see through it. It turned out to be like this. Tianlai Taoist said, what do you think about the relationship between the two of you? Lin Moyu asked, why do you say that, senior? Tianlai Taoist said, there is a cause and effect entanglement between you and her, either hatred or love. Since you don't even know her gender, it is probably hatred. Lin Moyu said, before, because of the competition for the inheritance of Jiao Jiao Xingjuan, I had some conflicts with her, but it can't be said that we have a grudge. Tianlai Taoist looked at Gu Nianxue, with thunder flashing in his eyes. This girl is a bit unlucky. It seems that there will not be much gain this time, and don't expect smooth sailing for a period of time in the future. But she has the support of Hansui Holy Land, and she can recover under the impact of the Holy Land's luck, but it will take some time. Lin Moyu immediately realized what was going on. It must be Xiao Wu who made a move and cursed Gu Nianshui invisibly. Before, with Gu Nianhai by her side, Xiao Wu didn't dare to curse her for fear of being discovered. After Gu Nianshui entered the core area, Xiao Wu could secretly launch a curse to weaken Gu Shui's luck. This silent curse, with Xiao Wu Tianzu in realm, Gu Nianshui couldn't find it at all. Looking at Gu Nianshui in the picture, he frowned slightly, and it was obvious that his cultivation was not smooth. Lin Moyu was too lazy to care about her, but looked at Seya. Senior, this is my disciple. Tianlei Daoist looked at Seya, and gradually, his eyes became more focused. The scene in front of him enlarged, and the rest of the people disappeared, leaving only Seya. Tianlei Daoist whispered, I was wrong, it turned out to be a natural jade soul. The Lei family gave Seya a magic weapon to hide her aura, and even Tianlei Daoist hid it. Seya was born with a jade soul, which is a very strong talent for cultivation. It may not meet Tianlei Daoist's requirements, and Lin Moyu has no idea. Daoist Tianlei looked at Seya, and his eyes gradually showed satisfaction. He said to himself, she has just reached the super god realm not long ago. She has not comprehended the laws and has completely relied on her physical strength to advance. She is born with a jade soul and a pure heart. She is indeed a good seedling. I don't know how her comprehension is. Lin Moyu said, she has a good comprehension. Although she has never been exposed to formations, she is born with a jade soul, so she is not much worse. Even if her comprehension is not as good as that of the senior, she can still inherit the senior's inheritance. It may be difficult to surpass the senior. After all, it is difficult to produce a senior with talent in 1,000,000 years. Daoist Tianlei snorted, don't flatter me, but this girl is your disciple. Lin Moyu said, I will tell Seya to worship the senior as her teacher, and I will teach on behalf of the senior. Daoist Tianlei thought for a while, if you say so, it's okay, but I also have a request. Lin Moyu immediately said, Senior, please speak. At this point, Lin Moyu knew that it was almost certain that Seya would have a new master. Tianlei Dao said, every 100 years, you must bring her back to Leishan to let me see her progress in cultivation. At the same time, I will also check your progress in the way of formation. Although you only inherited my way of formation, you are also half of my successor. You must not lose my face. So this is the request, so of course I have to agree. Don't worry, Senior, I will bring Seya back every 100 years to accept your inspection. Now, do you want to see Seya? The Daoist Tianlei shook his head. She is only in the super god realm now, and can't come here. It doesn't matter. If she can't come, I will go to see her, and you can come with me. As he said, the residual soul of Daoist Tianlei stretched out his hand and pressed on Lin Moyu's shoulder. The scene in front of Lin Moyu turned, and he had come to the area where Seya was. The Daoist Tianlei controlled the source of the Leishan spiritual vein. As long as he wanted, he could teleport freely in the Leishan spiritual vein. But now, only a wisp of his consciousness came here, and he also brought Lin Moyu's 10 strands of intentions here. Lin Moyu's body was still deep in the Leishan mountains at this moment. Seya was practicing boxing. With great vigor, she was practicing the second set of boxing taught by Lin Moyu. Seya! Lin Moyu called out. Seya suddenly heard Lin Moyu's voice. She was stunned at first, then reacted. After seeing Lin Moyu, she ran over and called sweetly, Master. Master, Seya has reached the super god realm. Seya is not lazy. The cultivation speed here is so fast. Asterisk. After entering the super god realm, Seya finally broke away from the category of ordinary people and could barely be considered a cultivator. Practicing in the core area of Leishan, with a large amount of original power infused, April's natural jade soul ability was revealed. Her realm has no bottleneck, and it has improved rapidly. With the power of the flesh alone, she has broken through to the super god realm. At present, Seya has not comprehended any laws. She is walking the same path as Jutian Lizuan, purely proving the way with power. Now Seya's opportunity has come. Seya noticed Tianlai Daoist. She only felt that Tianlai Daoist's majesty could not be looked at directly, so she immediately saluted. Seya pays homage to the senior. Tianlai Daoist whispered, "Kneel down." His voice was like the power of heaven, which made Seya's body tremble, and her legs were a little weak. But Seya did not kneel down. She gritted her teeth and persisted. 0. Kneeling to the sky, kneeling to the earth, kneeling to parents and masters, this is the principle taught by Lin Moyu, and there is no need to kneel to others. So Seya did not kneel. Seeing this, Tianlai Daoist was not angry, but showed satisfaction. At this time, Lin Moyu said, "Seya, follow me." Hearing Lin Moyu's voice, Seya knelt on the ground, but her little face was full of confusion. Lin Moyu said, "This senior is Tianlai Daoist. I have discussed with the senior, and the senior decided to pass on a legacy to Seya, and Seya wants to worship the senior as a master." Seya uttered, and her big eyes suddenly became moist, "Master, don't you want Seya?" Lin Moyu shook his head. "Master will not abandon Seya. Although Seya worships the senior as a master, it is still the master who teaches Seya. So Seya still has to follow me, but Seya will have another master, nothing else will change." Seya seemed to understand, but she knew that Moyu would not harm her. And she could continue to be with Lin Moyu and Xiaowu, that was enough. Seya immediately knelt down and kowtowed to Tianlai Daoist. Seya greets master. After 3 kowtows, Seya was considered to be complete. Tianlai Daoist showed a rare smile. "Yes, practice well in the future, don't let down the reputation of the master." Seya said, "Master, please rest assured, Seya will work hard to practice, and will never be lazy." Lin Moyu looked at the side and laughed. Seya didn't know the reputation of Tianlai Daoist at all. She just said it casually. But Seya's words were sincere, she really wouldn't attack by surprise. Tianlai Daoist nodded, "You are my only disciple, these bentos are my welcome gifts." Daoist Tianlai tapped his finger lightly, and a gap suddenly appeared in the space in front of Seya, and then a bunch of things fell out of the gap. Seya was obviously startled by the sudden appearance of the things and took a half step back. Looking at the dazzling array of things in front of her, Seya couldn't tell whether they were good or bad, and her instinct told her that these were all good things. She immediately called out sweetly to Daoist Tianlai, "Thank you, Master Tianlai." Daoist Tianlai was very satisfied with Seya at this time, and waved his hand. "They are all small and inconspicuous things. You are at a low level now, and you can't use good things. When your realm is higher in the future, I will give you good things." Seya said, "Master Tianlai, what is this?" Daoist Tianlai said, "Pseudo-master will explain it to you." At this moment, Lin Moyu felt that he was on equal footing with Tianlai Daoist, and could even call him brother. Tianlai Daoist was a Dao 9 140 realm existence, and was the peak of Dao 9 realm. Even if the Lei family ancestors saw him, he would probably kneel on the ground and respectfully call him ancestor. With the light of Seya, he could actually be on equal footing with Tianlai Daoist, which made Lin Moyu feel special. Tianlai Daoist tapped his finger, and a beautiful and exquisite belt slowly rose. A circle of origin crystals was inlaid on the belt, a total of 18. These origin crystals are all fine, and each one is as large as the 6th level. Lin Moyu had seen similar belts on Gu Nianshui. At that time, Gu Nianshui relied on a similar belt to block the murderous aura in the sky. However, Gu Nianshui's belt only had 10 origin crystals on it, which was obviously not as good as the one in front of him. Tianlai Daoist introduced, "This belt is called the Dao Protection Jade Belt, and it has 18 origin crystals on it, which can resist attacks. You can activate it by yourself. If your life is in danger, it will automatically activate. When activated, the origin crystals on the jade belt will glow. The more glowing origin crystals, the stronger the jade belt's defense will be. It can block attacks from the Dao 2 realm at most. When the origin crystals are used up, they can be replaced, but it is best to use origin crystals of the same level and properties for all 18. A belt that can resist attacks from the second level of Dao realm and can protect the owner spontaneously. This is a good thing. If you sell it, it will definitely be a sky-high price. If Seya wears this belt, no one below the Dao Zone level can touch him. After the introduction, the Dao protecting jade belt automatically flew into Seya's hands. It is not only easy to use, but also easy to refine. Just drop a drop of blood on it. Seya also squeezed out a drop of blood on the jade belt in front of Tianlei Daoist. The jade belt glowed beautifully, and the next second it was automatically wrapped around Seya's waist. The jade belt can be large or small, and can also change color and pattern. It can be moved at will, and it is convenient for field distribution. Seya likes the Dao protecting jade belt very much. She smiled so hard that her eyes curved into crescent buds. "Thank you, Master Tianlei." Tianlei Daoist laughed, pointed his finger again, and the second gift flew out. This is a piece of clothing, equally exquisite and gorgeous, and looks somewhat similar to the jade belt for protecting the way. The only difference is that the clothing is not inlaid with the origin crystals. However, the exquisite lines on the clothing are refined from the origin crystals. This dress is very beautiful, and April was immediately attracted to it. From childhood to adulthood, she has never seen such beautiful clothes. Tianlei Daoist introduced, this dress is called the jade clothing for protecting the way, and it is a set with the jade belt for protecting the way. The jade clothing for protecting the way has 2 layers. The inner layer is attached to the soul and protects the soul. The outer garment and the jade belt can protect the body. The jade garment can absorb the power of the origin between heaven and earth to replenish strength, and it can also be replenished through the jade belt. When it is used alone, it can also resist the attack of the second realm of Taoism. If it is used together with the jade belt, it can resist the attack of the third realm of Taoism. After that, Tianlei Daoist put the jade garment in front of Seya. After Seya completed the blood recognition, the jade garment immediately appeared on Seya. Its appearance can be changed according to Seya's ideas. Seya called sweetly, "Thank you, Master Tianlei. Master Tianlei is so nice." Tianlei Daoist seemed to be very fond of Seya's tricks, and his usually serious face was also coaxed into a smile, like a chrysanthemum. Lin Moyu saw it all. Tianlei Daoist really had never confiscated a disciple. Such a good thing, he just took it out. Even if Gu Nianshui, a direct descendant of the Holy Land, had so many magic weapons on him, he couldn't match Seya's 2. With the jade clothes and jade belt, Seya immediately became invincible under the Taoist master. Tianlei Daoist smiled, "Don't worry, there's more." The third gift flew out, which was a short sword. Judging from the style, it was a set with the jade clothes and jade belt. Sure enough, after Tianlei Daoist's introduction, it is indeed a complete set. The sword is called the Soul Sword of the Dao Guardian, but the Soul Sword of the Dao Guardian cannot be used at ordinary times. It will only take the initiative to attack when it is attacked fatally. It can exert the attack of the first realm of Dao, and even the peak Tianzuan is very likely to be killed. The jade clothes and jade belt are mainly for defense, and the Soul Sword of the Dao Guardian will automatically kill in danger. The meaning of Tianlei Daoist giving these 3 magic weapons is not to let Seya rely too much, but purely to make Seya not worry about her life. With these 3 magic weapons, even if Lin Moyu wants to kill Seya, it is difficult. It can be said that whoever dares to kill Seya below the Daozuan realm will eventually be killed. The Tianlei Daoist continued, "With these 3 magic weapons, your safety should not be a problem, but the master does not want you to rely on them. In the world, the only thing you can really rely on is your own strength." Seya was very well behaved and saluted Tianlei Daoist. Seya will remember the teachings of Tianlei Master. Tianlei Daoist nodded slightly. "This is the last one, you keep it." The last item is a storage ring. After Seya completed the recognition of the master, she saw the things in the storage ring, and her eyes suddenly widened. There are so many origin crystals. Tianlai Taoist nodded. You can use these origin crystals for cultivation, or use them to replace the origin crystals on the jade belt. Although the number is not large, it is enough for you to use for a while. Seya was surprised. Too much. Seya can't use so much. Tianlai Taoist chuckled. Master gave it to you. Just take it. Practice well. Don't be lazy. 3.0. Seya nodded her head, like a chicken sucking rice. Master, don't worry, and I won't be lazy. Tianlai Taoist nodded. Then we will leave first. You practice well. After saying that, he waved his hand and left with Lin Moyu. It took Seya a long time to come back to her senses, and then she collected her mind and began to practice. The boxing was vigorous, full of momentum and extraordinary power. In the Sea of Thunder, Lin Moyu came back to his senses and looked at Tianlai Taoist beside him. Senior, you are too good to Seya. Tianlai Taoist snorted lightly. My disciples should not be underestimated. A few magic weapons are nothing. After the trip to Leishan, you have to pass on the avenue on my behalf. After 100 years, I will check it. If you don't do badly, I may leave Leishan and come to find you. Lin Moyu had no doubt that Tianlai Taoist had the ability to find him. Even if he stayed away from Leishan, or even left Nanzhou, it might not be useful. The power of Dao Jiujing was beyond his imagination. It was obvious that Tianlai Taoist valued this disciple he had just accepted very much, and he also valued his own inheritance. Lin Moyu immediately agreed. Don't worry, Senior, I will do my best to teach you. Tianlai Taoist nodded. You don't have to call me Senior all the time. We are all Seya's master now, and we are equals. Just call me brother. Lin Moyu was not polite and changed his words directly. Big brother Tianlai, I am taller than you. Lin Moyu's face was so thick that it had no edge, otherwise he would not have called Antares brothers back then, and it was even more impossible for him to become friends with Tianlong and Shueiji Tianzuan later. It was the same now. Since Tianlai Taoist had spoken himself, Lin Moyu would not be polite and directly called him big brother. If one day, Tianlai Taoist can really break through the 9th realm of Taoism and be reborn in Nirvana, then I will make a fortune. Lin Moyu has seen that Tianlai Taoist is actually a very simple person, just like his Taoism, simple and direct. There is no harm in getting along with him. Tianlai Taoist shook his head. Don't talk about climbing up. You have a deep luck, boundless blessings, and your achievements are limitless. Maybe I will rely on you in the future. What I said is not nonsense. This possibility is very high. The journey of practicing Taoism is long and boundless, and it is hard to say who can reach the end first. After wasting hundreds of thousands of years, it is unclear what will happen next. Lin Moyu listened to Tianlai Taoist's words. Brother, what you said makes sense. I will learn from you. Tianlai Taoist continued. Now that Thunder Mountain is open, the 7th level origin spiritual vein outside Thunder Mountain has been activated, and it is not convenient for you to leave for the time being. You should practice here during this period of time. If you don't understand anything, just ask. Although our paths are different, my cultivation experience can still provide a reference. It's just that the structure of the origin continent has changed over the past few 100,000 years, and I'm out of date, so let's not talk about it. The Taoist Tianlai's thinking is simple, direct, and straightforward. With such a senior in the 9th realm of the Tao by his side, Lin Moyu naturally wouldn't be polite and raised many questions. Most of the questions are related to the cultivation of the great Tao. After entering the Tianzuan realm, although Lin Moyu has his own ideas about the path of cultivation, he doesn't know whether his ideas are right or not. He is still adapting to the origin continent, and his cultivation has not moved for a long time, always maintaining the level of just entering the Tianzuan. He tried to comprehend the great Tao, but the Tao of the origin continent is not so easy to comprehend. Whether it is the immortal great Tao, the space great Tao, or the time great Tao, he has tried them all, but the results are very limited. At this speed of cultivation, it will take at least thousands of years to go from a low-level Tianzuan to a mid-level Tianzuan. For Lin Moyu, who is used to rapid progress, this speed of cultivation is unbearable. Moreover, Lin Moyu also wanted to establish his own power in the origin continent, so that those people in the big world would not be rootless duckweed after entering the origin continent. In addition, Lin Moyu felt that establishing power would also be useful for his own cultivation. Tianlai Taoist answered Lin Moyu's question. To cultivate in the origin continent, one must inevitably understand the Great Tao. Understanding the Great Tao is a slow process. Even if you have a good understanding, it takes time. If you want to speed up your cultivation, the easiest way is to borrow the origin spiritual vein. However, there are very few origin spiritual veins, and most of them are controlled by various forces, and the higher the level, the more so. In addition to the origin spiritual veins, there is also luck related to cultivation. In the explanation of Tianlai Taoist, Moyu gradually understood the various key points of cultivation. My idea is not wrong. The origin is the key to cultivation. If you want to speed up the cultivation, you must rely on a large amount of origin. The best choice is to use the origin spiritual veins, and the second is to use the origin crystals. The higher the level of the origin crystals, the better. In addition to the power of the origin, the 3 weak lucks are also closely related to cultivation. Lin Moyu's personal luck is very good, almost at the top. At the same time, his luck is also very strong. Strong luck can keep his luck at the top and rarely fluctuate. Strong luck can also make Lin Moyu turn danger into good fortune, and his cultivation is also smooth sailing with few bottlenecks. But the luck of a single person always has a limit, so if you establish a sect power, you can gather the luck of the entire sect power into one, making your own luck stronger. Strong luck can make Lin Moyu was practicing smoothly. Tianlai Taoist sighed in his answer. He was alone in the past, and his biggest mistake was not to establish 10 sects. If he had established a sect and had the blessing of the sect's luck, perhaps his ending would be different. According to his words, he did not lose in cultivation, but in luck. Luck is something illusory, but it really exists. Tianlai Taoist explained to Lin Moyu the points that need to be paid attention to in each realm. The two have different paths, but many experiences are shared. Lin Moyu finally understood the difference between the Heavenly Venerable Realm and the Daoist Venerable Realm. In the Heavenly Venerable Realm, one can initially mobilize the power of the Great Tao and use the Heavenly Tao calendar for his own use. In the Daoist Venerable Realm, one can control the power of the Great Tao. Within a certain range, he is the Venerable of the Great Tao, so he is called the Daoist Venerable. According to the number of great Daoists that can be controlled, it is divided into 1 to 9 realms. Daoist Venerable 9 realms, such as Tianlai Daoran, has already mastered the entire Great Tao and can burst out the full power of the Heavenly Tao. His Thunder Great Tao is Yang, and has the power to destroy the world. Using and controlling are two completely different concepts, so the gap between the Heavenly Venerable and the Daoist Venerable is huge. If you encounter someone who practices the same Great Tao, the Daoist Venerable Realm can even deprive the Heavenly Venerable Realm of the ability to sense the Great Tao, greatly weakening the power of the Heavenly Venerable, and there is no way to fight. At the same time, by using the power of the Great Tao, the Daoist Venerable Realm will have some magical abilities, which are also incomparable to the Heavenly Venerable Realm. After having a certain understanding of the Daoist Venerable Realm, Lin Moyu asked, "What realm is above the Daoist realm?" Tianlai Taoist's eyes showed a trace of yearning. "That is a mysterious realm. Only when you really step into it, you will know." Lin Moyu asked curiously, "You don't know either?" Tianlai Taoist sighed. "I touched it once, and I could feel the mystery of that realm, but unfortunately, I didn't step into it." Lin Moyu comforted, "Those who survive a great disaster will have good fortune in the future, and there will be opportunities in the future." Tianlai Taoist laughed. "Then I'll borrow my good words from little brother Lin." Lin Moyu suddenly thought of something. "Brother, do you know what the essence of Zushui is?" Tianlai Taoist was shocked. "Have you seen the essence of Zushui?" Seeing Tianlai Taoist's reaction, Lin Moyu knew that the essence of Zushui must be extraordinary. Tianlai Daoist said to himself, the essence of Zushui, that is a legendary thing. Lin Moyu once asked Tianlong. Tianlong knew about the existence of the essence of ancestral water, but he didn't know what it was used for. According to Tianlong, the dragon god of the dragon clan once obtained a drop of the essence of ancestral water and regarded it as a treasure. At that time, Lin Moyu knew that the essence of ancestral water was extremely precious. He had obtained more than 10,000 drops of ancestral water. After using up some of it, he still had more than 9,000 drops. But there was only one drop of the essence of ancestral water. The value of the two was tens of thousands of times different. Now looking at the reaction of Tianlai Daoist, Lin Moyu thought it was normal. Tianlai Daoist had a trace of envy in his eyes. The essence of ancestral water, that is a legendary thing. Only the ancestors of some holy lands and major sects have the opportunity to obtain it. How exactly was it obtained, and where did the essence of ancestral water come from? The old Daoist is not very clear. Anyway, the old Daoist is not qualified. Lin Moyu was shocked. Tianlai Daoist, who had reached the 9th realm of Taoism and even touched that mysterious realm, was not qualified to obtain the essence of ancestral water. Lin Tuanhui believed that even the ancestors of the Holy Land might not be as high as Tianlai Daoist in terms of realm cultivation. Tianlai Daoist said, "Do you feel strange? Because to obtain the essence of ancestral water, it depends not on cultivation, but on luck. Of course, the realm of cultivation is also necessary, just passable. The most important thing is the Qi method. Only when the luck reaches a certain level, there is a chance to obtain a drop of ancestral water essence." Lin Moyu was stunned for a moment. He could never have thought that to obtain the essence of ancestral water, the main thing to look at would be such an illusory existence as luck. Tianlai Daoist said, "I only figured it out later that the reason why I failed to impact that realm was that my lack of luck was one of the reasons. If I had enough luck and could get a drop of ancestral water essence, maybe I wouldn't fail." Lin Moyu was surprised. Can the essence of ancestral water help to reach that realm? The Taoist Tianlai nodded. If you want to reach that realm, the essence of ancestral water is not a must, and not having the essence of ancestral water does not mean failure. Having the essence of ancestral water does not mean success either. Otherwise, those holy lands and major sects would have already had people step into that realm. It's just that if you can have the essence of ancestral water, you can greatly increase the success rate. So you have to build a sect, gather a lot of luck, and finally get the essence of ancestral water, and strive to enter that realm. The old Taoist has nothing to help you here. Here are some origin crystals. You keep them, maybe they will be useful in the future. The Taoist Tianlai took out a few origin crystals and placed them in front of Lin Moyu. These origin crystals all have attributes. Origin crystals with attributes, at some point, will be more valuable than ordinary origin crystals, or at least equal. The Taoist Tianlai took out a total of 10 origin crystals, each of which was a fine quality 8th level origin crystal, and its value was inestimable. Lin Moyu was surprised and quickly refused. "No, these origin crystals are useful to you, brother." Tianlai Daoist waved his hand. "No problem, it's a little gift from you, brother, don't refuse." Lin Moyu looked at the 10 exquisite 8th level origin crystals in front of him and was a little moved. He knew that these 8th level origin crystals had extraordinary significance to Tianlai Daoist. Origin spirit veins can produce origin crystals, and a large part of the origin crystals in the origin continent come from the origin spirit veins. But normally, the origin crystals naturally produced by the origin spirit veins will be lower than their original level. The origin crystals produced by an 8th level origin spirit vein are basically 6th level or 5th level. Even 7th level ones are not produced very well, not to mention origin crystals equivalent to the origin spirit veins. The origin spiritual vein in Leishan is of the 8th order, and the origin crystals normally produced should be of the 5th or 6th order. Most of them are still of the ordinary order, and the proportion of fine quality crystals is not large. Only when it is controlled by humans, the origin spiritual vein will condense and produce origin crystals of the same level as the spiritual vein. This production method actually harms the spiritual vein, and it will not be done under normal circumstances. Tianlai Taoist can easily take out many 5th and 6th order origin crystals, and even a small amount of 7th order origin crystals. Because those are naturally produced and condensed by the spiritual vein, there will be no impact on the origin spiritual vein. But now Tianlai Taoist has taken out 10 fine-quality 8th order origin crystals, which will obviously cause damage to the origin spiritual vein in Leishan. He originally hoped that the origin spiritual vein could be promoted to the 9th order. Only in this way can he be reborn and impact that realm again. Now it is not a good thing for Tianlai Taoist to forcibly condense the fine-quality 8th order origin crystals and consume part of the power of the origin spiritual vein. Even if the spirit vein is strong enough, 10 origin crystals are nothing, but sometimes it is just like this, and it can't be any worse. Tianlai Taoist didn't care. Little brother Lin, don't worry. Although I hope the spirit vein can be promoted to the 9th level, it is so difficult to promote to the 9th level. I am just thinking about it. Maybe it won't be able to open in another 1,000,000 years. If things go wrong, you will have reached the 9th level of Taoism by then, or even enter that level one step earlier than me, and I will have to rely on you to save me. So, keep it well and don't think too much. Lin Moyu could tell that Tianlai Taoist really wanted him to take it. He believed in his spiritual perception and could feel that Tianlai Taoist had no ill will towards him, but really recognized him. He practiced the Great Way of Thunder, and practiced only the Way, and the Yang Thunder. Tianlai Taoist was just like his way, upright and straightforward. Otherwise, he would not have been able to reach the 9th level of the Way. The great way that a practitioner comprehends is actually related to his original heart. Lin Moyu did not refuse and put away the origin crystal. Tianlai Taoist smiled. That's right, there is still some time. The old Taoist will guide the power of the origin for you to help you practice. With the 8th level spiritual vein, the practice of these few days is equivalent to many years outside. Lin Moyu was moved and said to himself, let's take a gamble. Lin Moyu, who never did anything without confidence, decided to take a gamble at this moment. Sometimes, being cautious is a good thing, but sometimes, being overly cautious is not a good thing. Qian Li Zhao. Lin Moyu said, brother, I was lucky enough to get a drop of the essence of the ancestral water. The Taoist Tianlai, who was about to activate the power of the origin of the spiritual vein, stopped on the spot. He stared at Lin Moyu blankly, and then said, I was joking. But the next second, his eyes widened and he couldn't say a word. A drop of water the size of a fingernail appeared in Lin Moyu's hand. This drop of water was extremely pure, without a trace of impurities, as if it was the purest thing in the world. But in the water drop, countless great ways were condensed. As a strong man in the 9th realm of Taoism, Taoist Tianlai's eyes were attracted at once, and then his whole body trembled. He opened his mouth several times, and then closed it several times, without uttering a word. To make a being who has lived for millions of years and reached the 9th realm of Taoism become like this, you can imagine how much impact the essence of the ancestral water has on him. After a long while, he barely recovered. Take it back or... The reaction of Tianlai Taoist was within Lin Moyu's expectations, but also beyond his expectations. Tianlai Taoist obviously recognized that this was the essence of the ancestral water. He had lived for 1,000,000 years and reached the 9th realm of the Tao. His knowledge was far beyond the imagination of the world. Even if he had never really seen the essence of the ancestral water, he could recognize it at a glance as long as he had heard of it. His shock was similar to what Lin Moyu thought, but the choice he gave in the end was beyond Lin Moyu's expectations. Lin Moyu said, the essence of the ancestral water can help Big Brother reach that realm. Tianlai Taoist nodded gently, you are right, but this drop of ancestral water essence is useless to me. Why? Lin Moyu asked curiously. Tianlai Taoist said, the essence of the ancestral water is connected with luck. This drop of ancestral water essence is yours, and no one else can use it. Thinking of what Tianlai Taoist said before, if you want to obtain the essence of the ancestral water, you must have a strong enough luck. The essence of ancestral water is indeed related to luck, but I didn't expect that it is also connected to luck, and only those who obtain it can use it. Tianlai Taoist's eyes flickered, and he seemed a little touched. I appreciate my kindness, but this essence of ancestral water is really useless to you. Tianlai Taoist, from the old Taoist, became the elder brother. Until this moment, he finally accepted Lin Moyu from the bottom of his heart. Knowing the function of the essence of ancestral water, he was willing to take out the essence of ancestral water, which was enough to prove Lin Moyu's sincerity. Although the two knew each other for a short time, they have become confidants. Sometimes it is so strange that knowing each other for many years may not necessarily become good friends, and some people can become brothers in life and death just by looking at each other. Lin Moyu and Tianlai Taoist are like this. They met briefly, and the two accepted disciples together, treated each other sincerely, and finally became friends regardless of age. After putting away the essence of ancestral water, Taoist Tianlai warned, although no one can use the essence of ancestral water except you, you cannot let outsiders know about it. Especially when you are insignificant and have a treasure, some people will be jealous and kill people. The leaders of those great sects and the old monsters in the Holy Land are very selfish. They can do anything for their own interests. It is normal to kill you and take away your luck. Luck is not static. It can be taken away by others, and it can also take away other people's luck. In the origin continent, the higher the level, the more attention is paid to qi. Lin Moyu understood what Taoist Tianlai said. I understand. I will not let others know about my essence of ancestral water. Lin Moyu felt that he had more and more secrets. The 10-colored dragon soul crystal could not be known by others, the essence of ancestral water could not be known by others, and the world tree could not be known by others either. He even thought that the existence of the Shenzhou Ding must not be known to others. In the eyes of Tianlai Daoran, the leaders of the great sects and the old monsters in the Holy Land are not good people. It makes sense. How could these people be good people? Those who can stand firm in the origin continent and reach that level all fought their way out. What's more, besides them, there are also the demons. The demons and humans have always been at odds with each other, and killing the geniuses of the human race is what they are most willing to do. The cultivators in the origin continent are also doomed to fail if they make a mistake. After Lin Moyu put away the essence of the ancestral water, he turned his palm and a strange flower appeared in his palm. Give this to my brother, maybe it will help him. The Tianlai Daoran of Daojiu realm widened his eyes again. He had never seen the flower in front of him before. But he could feel that this flower was extraordinary and contained a magical history. Even he couldn't see through it. There were too few things in this world that he couldn't see through. Tianlai Taoist felt that he was more shocked than he had been in a million years. He couldn't see through the spirit flower, so he could only ask, "What is this?" Lin Moyu naturally wouldn't tell anyone about the existence of the world tree, but he wouldn't lie either. This is called a spirit flower. It's used to heal injuries. It said it can heal any injury. Before, Lei Pengpeng of the Lei family, her soul injury was healed by me with a spirit flower. Tianlai Taoist thought for a while. I know about Lei Pengpeng. Her mother was injured by the corrupted soul beast, although the Lei family killed the corrupted soul beast, but before it died, the corrupted soul beast hid its soul in the fetus. Lei Pengpeng and the corrupted soul beast became companions. The Lei family went to Leishan several times, hoping to find a way to save her. If it was an acquired injury, there is still a way to save her. But that girl was born with the corrupted soul beast. There is no way to save her. If the Lei family hadn't found a lot of natural treasures, that girl would have died long ago. Lin Moyu learned from Tianlai Daoist the reasons why Lei Pengpeng was injured, and knew that the thing that hurt her was called the corrupted soul beast, which was a very appropriate name. Tianlai Daoist took the spiritual flower from Lin Moyu and sensed it carefully. He could sense the power contained in the spiritual flower, but he couldn't see through it. I didn't expect this flower to heal the soul. Lin Moyu said, "Brother, why don't you try it?" Tianlai Taoist trusted Lin Moyu, without any doubt, and directly absorbed the spiritual flower into his soul world. The spiritual flower bloomed in Tianlai Taoist's soul world, and Tianlai Taoist was wrapped. In Lin Moyu's view, a spiritual flower appeared outside Tianlai Taoist's residual soul. The spiritual flower bloomed brilliantly, wrapping Tianlai Taoist's soul. Soon, a strong breath rose from the spiritual flower, and Tianlai Taoist's soul began to recover with the help of the spiritual flower. The sea of thunder was churning around, and countless thunders intertwined and exploded, rushing to the sky like waves. About 10 seconds later, the power of the spiritual flower was exhausted, and it turned into smoke and dust and completely dissipated. Tianlai Taoist opened his eyes and said slowly, "This flower is really magical, and it has a strong healing effect on soul injuries. Unfortunately, the power in the flower is too weak, and it doesn't work very well on me." His breath was a little stronger than before, but he still hadn't recovered. And as time goes by, his injuries will still return to their original state. The injury of the great Tao is really hard to cure. Lin Moyu sighed in his heart. The Tianlai Taoist was too high in realm. The lack of spiritual flower power was only one reason. The second reason was that his injury came from the great Tao, and the effect of the spiritual flower was greatly weakened. In this case, even if the spiritual flower was used a few more times, the result would be useless. However, if the world tree became stronger and the spiritual flower became stronger, perhaps the result would be different. Tianlai Taoist looked at Lin Moyu and said, "Don't be disappointed. This matter has been expected. Brother, you should hurry up and practice, because I will draw the origin for you." Lin Moyu nodded slightly. Now it seems that if you want to cure Tianlai Taoist, you can only wait for his realm to rise, the world tree to become stronger, and produce more effective spiritual flowers. Then I'll trouble you, big brother. Lin Moyu calmed down and began to practice. Tianlai Taoist held the sword and waved it in the air, attracting powerful original power. These original powers have no attributes, and the thunder attribute has been stripped away by Tianlai Taoist. If the original power has substance, it will fall on Lin like a waterfall. Moyu. In an instant, all kinds of insights came to his mind. Lin Moyu saw his own avenue, and in the blink of an eye he was immersed in the avenue and began to wander. Outside Leishan, Xiao Wu used the avenue of luck again and again to improve Lin Moyu's luck. She could sense that Lin Moyu was not dead, and that Lin Moyu was still alive. At this moment, Xiao Wu, no matter who it was, could persuade her. Xiao Wu was usually very obedient, but now she only believed in her own feelings. Her persistence shocked Lei Zhengying and others. Lu Fengqing arranged a formation for Xiao Wu so that no one could disturb her, and people outside could not see Xiao Wu and did not know what she was doing. Lei Zhengying, Lei Sanxiang, and Lu Fengqing had a tacit understanding and planned to keep the matter of Xia Yuanling's interjection to themselves. The Lei family and Lu Fengqing had their own plans. Of course, they would not say it on the surface. Everything had to wait until the end of this trip to Leishan. When everything was settled, they could sit down and discuss slowly. Lei Zhengying and Lu Fengqing knew what it meant to be a practitioner of the Avenue of Luck. Boom! Lightning exploded, and a roar came from the depths of Thunder Mountain. Then the earth shook violently. Many people fell to the ground without reacting for a while. Everyone looked at the depths of Thunder Mountain at the same time. In the depths of Thunder Mountain, lightning exploded, and countless thunders fell like waterfalls, blasting into the earth. Thunder Mountain continued to shake, and countless boulders were blown into the sky and annihilated by lightning. Lei Zhengying's face changed. It's the origin of the spiritual vein. Lu Fengqing asked, "What happened?" Lei Zhengying shook his head to indicate that he didn't know. "I'll go and see." Countless lightning flashes burst out of his body, rushing into the sky and flying towards the depths of the mountains. Lei Zhengying was very fast and rushed deep into the mountains in an instant, but then he retreated at an even faster speed. Lei Zhengying did not retreat normally, but was forced back. At this moment, Lei Zhengying looked a little embarrassed, and there were traces of lightning burns on his body. As a member of the Lei family, he controlled lightning, but at this moment he was injured by lightning, which was puzzling. Lei Sanxiang was shocked. Brother, are you okay? Lei Zhengying shook his head. No problem. The lightning flashes on his body flowed like water, erasing the embarrassment. Lei Zhengying just said, I don't know why, the origin spirit vein rioted, attracting thousands of thunders, and even I can't get close. Lei Sanxiang said, how could the origin spirit vein riot? Could it be? He showed shock in his eyes, and suddenly thought that Moyu was there. Although they all thought that Lin Moyu was dead, or even dead. But after so many days, Xiaolu has always been the boss, Lin Moyu is still alive, and they are all a little shaken. In addition, the sudden riot of the origin spirit vein can't help but make people think. Lei Zhengying said, if little friend Lin is really still alive, it would be a miracle. The origin spirit vein rioted, not to mention Lin Moyu, even he would find it difficult to survive in it. Looking at the Lei family, only their ancestor can escape unscathed in this situation. If Lin Moyu is still alive now, it would be nothing but a miracle. Lei Sanxiang said, Brother, the spirit vein rioted for no reason. Do you think you should notify the ancestor? Lei Zhengying said, the ancestor is in seclusion and cannot be disturbed easily. Reply yes. He hesitated. The ancestor of the Lei family cannot be disturbed easily, but it does not mean that he cannot be disturbed at all. Lei Sanxiang said, the spiritual vein is related to the foundation of my Lei family. For the sake of safety, I think it is better to tell the ancestor. Boom! 10,000 thunders fell again, and the whole Leishan mountain was shaking, as if the sky was collapsing and the earth was about to collapse. Lei Zhengying said in a deep voice, okay then. He took out a communication jade token and told the situation here to the Lei family ancestor who was in retreat. I have told the ancestor, I wonder if the ancestor will read it. The Lei family ancestor was in retreat, and he didn't know whether he could see it. All he could do now was wait. The thunder from far away continued to fall, becoming stronger and stronger, turning into countless waterfalls, like the sky falling. The terrible power swept out from the depths of Leishan Mountain, and even the square where Lei Zhengying was located was affected. Lei Zhengying raised his leg and stomped, and the formation rose to cover the square and block the thunder. Gu Nianhai, who had not appeared for a long time, suddenly came over. Lu Fengqing moved his body and stopped him half-mind. Old man, what are you doing here? Gu Nianhai snorted coldly, it's none of your business, you lunatic, forget it. Lu Fengqing stopped Gu Nianhai because he didn't want him to know the situation in the garden. Although Xiao Wu was in the formation, Gu Nianhai was a Daoist master. If he got too close, he would be discovered. Lei Zhengying also came over. Is there anything for you, Daoist friend Gu? Gu Nianhai still maintained due respect for Lei Zhengying, the head of the Lei family. After all, Lei Zhengying's cultivation level was higher than his, and his fists were stronger than his. His identity as an elder of the Holy Land was not very useful in front of the head of the Lei family. Gu Nianhai said, I just want to ask what happened. Lei Zhengying said, for some reason, the origin of the spiritual vein suddenly rioted. I have notified the ancestor of my family. Gu Nianhai frowned, the spiritual vein rioted, so will the children of our Holy Land be in danger? What he was really worried about was Gu Nianshui's safety. Lei Zhengying said, no, they are still some distance away from the spiritual vein, and there will be no danger. Daoist friend Gu, don't worry, my daughter is also among them. Gu Nianhai was relieved. If that's the case, it's the best. He turned around and went back. With Lu Fengqing, the madman, around, he didn't want to stay any longer. As soon as he returned to the sedan chair, a terrifying aura rose from afar. The terrifying pressure swept over, making Gu Nianhai feel uncomfortable. Then, he saw a giant made of thunder appear in the distance, with wings shaking behind the giant, and thunder coming through the building rapidly. Gu Nianhai's mouth twitched. The ancestor of the Lei family, who has integrated the avenue and evolved his true body, has actually reached this point. We must report this to the Holy Lord. The power of the ancestor of the Lei family exceeded his imagination and was much stronger than expected. If this continues, the Lei family may pose a threat to the Holy Land. Lei Zhangying and Lei Sanxiang saw the giant thunder with wings at the same time, and their eyes showed excitement. The ancestor is here. The ancestor's strength has improved again. The children of the Lei family knelt on the ground one after another, shouting ancestor. The ancestor of the Lei family evolved into a true body of the great Tao, rushed into the depths of Thunder Mountain, and disappeared in the Ministers of Thunder. The appearance of the ancestor of the Lei family was like a stimulant, making every child of the Lei family present extremely excited. Only Gu Nianhai had a gloomy face. The strength of the Lei family was not a good thing for the Hanshui Holy Land. There is no room for two tigers in one mountain. In his opinion, there will be a battle between the Holy Land and the Lei family. The ancestor of the Lei family evolved into a true body of the great Tao, rushed into the depths with thousands of thunders, and he could feel that the origin of the spiritual vein was indeed rioting. After carefully sensing it, his face became solemn. The source of the spiritual vein riot is not here, but inside. He flew deeper, where the Tiandao people were. He knew that above the Lei family's original spiritual vein, there was another stronger and larger spiritual vein. That was the source of the entire Leishan spiritual vein, and the Lei family's spiritual vein was derived from that spiritual vein. At the same time, he also knew that there was an extremely powerful existence there. This was the biggest secret of the Lei family, and only he knew it. Family Patriarch flew to the depths of Thunder Mountain, and then broke through an invisible barrier, and then he really entered the core area of Thunder Mountain. The spiritual veins here were turbulent more violently. There was no thunder falling, and the thunder had turned into a sea of thunder. The Lei family patriarch did not dare to touch the sea of thunder. He knew that it was a forbidden area and could not be touched. He said loudly, "Senior, Lei Ming greets you." He used the avenue to make a sound, and the sound shuttled through the thunder and resounded through the world. He called repeatedly, one after another. A moment later, the voice of Tianlei Taoist sounded from the Sea of Thunder, "What's the wait?" In the Sea of Thunder, the shadow of Tianlei Taoist rose. It was just a shadow, but it brought a terrible pressure, which made the Lei family patriarch breathless and almost unable to maintain the true body of the avenue. The ancestor of the Lei family realized how big the gap was between him and the other party. Even if he had comprehended the true body of the great Tao, he was still as weak as an ant in the eyes of the other party. Lei Yiming, the ancestor of the Lei family, said respectfully, "I have met the senior. How are you?" The Taoist Tianlei looked serious and unhappy. "If you have something to say, just say it." Lei Yiming knew the temper of the Taoist Tianlei, and he was not angry, nor did he dare to be angry. The tone was still respectful. "Juniors saw the origin of the spiritual vein riot, so I came to see it." The Taoist Tianlei said, "The spiritual vein riot was caused by me, so there is no need to make a fuss." Lei Yiming breathed a sigh of relief. Since it was done by the senior, then it's okay. This powerful senior wanted to do something, and he had no way to control it, nor did he dare to control it. It was already very good to be able to ask for an answer. Lei Yiming said respectfully, "I'll take my leave that night." Just as he was about to leave, Tianlei Taoist suddenly said, "Wait a minute." Lei Yiming stopped immediately. "What do you want, senior?" Two shadows appeared beside Tianlei Taoist. One was Lin Moyu, who was practicing with his eyes closed, and the other was Shower, who was practicing boxing. "His name is Lin Moyu, and he is my brother. Her name is Seya, and she is my disciple." Tianlei Taoist introduced the identities of the two people, and didn't say much else. Lei Yiming was a smart man, and he immediately understood what Tianlei Taoist meant. "Junior understands that from now on, they are the most distinguished guests of my Lei family. No one dares to touch them in my Lei family's territory." Tianlei Taoist nodded. "Okay, you have just realized the true body of the great Tao. After you have stabilized for a period of time, come here to practice for a while. I will teach you something." Lei Yiming was overjoyed and almost knelt on the spot. "Thank you, senior." Tianlei Taoist waved his hand. "Let's go." Junior bids farewell. Lei Yiming was very obedient and turned around and left immediately. The ancestor of the Lei family, who was dignified and adamant in front of others, was as obedient as a quail in front of Tianlai Daoist. This is the change caused by strength. No matter who you are, if you are not as strong as others, you can only obey. The ancestor of the Lei family asked him to do things, and at the same time, he would give sweet things to make the ancestor of the Lei family willing. The spiritual vein riot was caused by Tianlai Daoists arousing the power of the spiritual vein. It would cause some damage to the spiritual vein, but for Lin Moyu, it was a great benefit. Under the infusion of the power of the origin at all costs, countless great insights were stuffed in. Lin Moyu didn't even need to feel anything, he could directly understand the countless mysteries of the great Tao. His cultivation level was also improving rapidly, and he was improving all three of the great Daos. These 10 days were equivalent to hundreds of years of hard practice. Lin Moyu experienced again what it meant to upgrade like a rocket. Lei Yiming returned from the depths of Leishan Mountain, bringing the great Dao's true body, and came to the square. He put away his true body and revealed his true face. Lei Yiming looked like a middle-aged man, not much older than Lei Zhengying, with lightning all over his body, and he looked like a bolt of lightning. Lei Zhengying and Lei Sanxiang came to Lei Yiming and saluted respectfully, "Meet the ancestor." Lei Yiming waved his hand, "You are the head of the family, you don't have to do this. The head of the family should act like the head of the family. Lei Zhengying is the face of the Lei family. No matter who he faces outside, he will not be polite." Lei Zhengying understands this truth. "Ancestor, do you know what happened in the depths of Leishan Mountain?" Lei Yiming said, "Nothing, the spiritual veins are a little turbulent, and they will recover in a few days. Don't worry." Hearing Lei Yiming say this, Zhengying and Lei Sanxiang both breathed a sigh of relief. Lei Yiming is the stabilizing force of the Lei family, and his words will not be wrong. Lei Zhengying said, "I'm sorry to disturb the ancestors' retreat this time." Lei Yiming said, "It's okay, I just finished my training and came out of retreat to see the current situation of my Lei family. It just happened that Leishan Mountain was opened, so let's see how the younger generation of my Lei family is doing this time." Lei Yiming obviously didn't leave and was ready to wait here. Naturally, no one dared to oppose his decision, and Zhengying wished it would be so. With Lei Yiming here, there is no need to worry about any trouble. Lei Yiming's eyes swept across the whole scene and finally fell on Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu was in the formation, and could block Gu Nianhai, but could not block Xu Yiming. Lei Yiming not only saw Xiao Wu, but also saw the avenue of luck on Xiao Wu. His eyes fixed. "What's going on?" Lei Zhengying immediately reported everything, and Lei Yiming's eyes turned and he immediately figured it out. Lei Yiming whispered, "Protect her." Lei Zhengying nodded immediately, "Don't worry, ancestor, Miss Xiaolu is in my Lei family, nothing will happen." Practicing Wu negative month, 30 days passed in a blink of an eye, and the opening of Leishan this time also came to an end. The spiritual veins deep in Leishan calmed down a day ago and no longer rioted. It was as if nothing had happened. With the Lei family's order, the formation was running, and those who were sent into Leishan were teleported back one by one. There were many people going in, and the formation teleported one by one, and it would take some time to send them all back. There was no danger in Leishan, and everyone was safe. Lei Yiming squinted his eyes and looked at everyone who came out. Lei Zhengying looked at him strangely and thought to himself, "Is the ancestor looking for someone?" Suddenly, Lei Yiming found the person he was looking for. "Please bring this girl over." Lei Zhengying immediately responded, "Yes, sir." The person Lei Yiming pointed to was Seya. Seya had just been teleported out and was still confused. Lei Zhengying walked quickly to Seya. "Miss Seya, please come over." Seya knew Lei Zhengying. She said, "Oh," in a daze, and followed Lei Zhengying. She walked and looked around, but did not see Lin Moyu. Strange, where did the master go? Seya did not know where Lin Moyu was. She just thought Lin Moyu had something to do and left on March 7th. Lei Zhengying brought Seya to Lei Yiming and was about to introduce her, but Lei Yiming took the initiative to speak. "You are Miss Seya, right?" Seya instinctively nodded. April met the senior. Lei Yiming waved his hand and said, Miss Seya is polite. You don't need to call me senior, just call me brother. Ah. Lei Zhengying, Lei Sanxiang, and Lu Fengqing were all stunned. If Seya called Lei Yiming big brother, wouldn't Lin Moyu become Lei Yiming senior? They all became Lin Moyu's juniors, and even Seya's juniors. Seya was obviously a little overwhelmed, not knowing whether to call him or not. Seya. In a panic, Lin Moyu's voice sounded like a heavenly sound in Seya's ears. Master! Seya ran over with cheers as if she saw a savior, and suddenly shrank behind Lin Moyu and hid. Hid behind Lin Moyu, poked her head out and looked at Lei Yiming. This old senior was so scary that he actually asked her to call him big brother. Looking at his appearance, he should be called uncle. With a sound like glass breaking, Xiao Wu suddenly broke through the formation and rushed out, crashing into Lin Moyu's arms like a forest. She hung on Lin Moyu, her four legs tightly wrapped around Lin Moyu, as if she was going to stuff her into Lin Moyu's body. Wu, master, you are finally back. The sound of crying sounded in her ears, followed by a wetness. Xiao Wu's tears fell like rain, and the tears fell out crackling and hit Lin Moyu's face. These are the tears of the heavenly venerable. Each drop is very heavy, enough to kill the other shore realm. Lin Moyu knew what was going on and patted Xiao Wu on the back. Don't worry, I won't be seriously injured. Xiao Wu cried and sobbed. Xiao Wu knows that the master will be fine, but Xiao Wu is worried and scared. Lin Moyu comforted, it's back now, don't worry, Xiao Wu has worked hard these days. Xiao Wu whispered, it's not hard at all. These days, Xiao Wu has been using the avenue of luck, and the power is constantly consumed. How can it not be hard? Now Xiao Wu's breath is weak and almost overdrawn. Lin Moyu understands Xiao Wu's efforts, and the power of life flows into Xiao Wu's body, and Xiao Wu recovers. The power of life flows like water, and Xiao Wu's body emits white light and exudes vitality. After a while, Xiao Wu fell asleep on Lin Moyu. Xiao Yu felt strange on the side. She didn't know what happened. But Xiao Yu knew that something must have happened, otherwise it wouldn't be like this. She didn't ask, even if she wanted to ask, it wasn't now. Seya also noticed the expressions of others. Lei Zhengying, Lei Sanxiang, and Lu Fengqing, who were present, all looked at Lin Moyu as if they had seen a ghost. Only the weird Uncle Lei Yiming was relatively normal. Lu Fengqing came to Lin Moyu and shouted exaggeratedly, how are you still alive? His voice was very loud, and Lin Moyu frowned, Senior, please keep your voice down, Xiao Yuan just fell asleep. Lu Fengqing immediately lowered his voice, how are you still alive? Not only alive, but your cultivation has improved so much. Lin Moyu smiled and said, Junior is just lucky and survived by chance. Although Lin Moyu is still a low-level Tianzuan, he has made a lot of progress compared to before. Before, he had just entered the low-level Tianzuan realm, but now he has taken a big step in the low-level Tianzuan realm and is not far from the middle-level Tianzuan. Every step forward in the Tianzuan realm requires a lot of time, comprehension, and opportunity. The speed of cultivation is very slow, often taking tens of millions of years. Things like Lin Moyu's sudden improvement in cultivation are impossible unless he encounters a great opportunity. Lei Zhengying and Lei Sanxiang looked at each other, and they also felt that Lin Moyu had received a great opportunity from the depths of Leishan. Under normal circumstances, it is impossible to improve so much without 1,000 or 800 years. Only Lei Yiming knew the situation. He took a step forward and blocked Lu Fengqing, interrupting Lu Fengqing's next words. Lei Yiming introduced himself to Lin Moyu, Old Man Lei Yiming. Lin Moyu also immediately bowed, Junior Lin Moyu, meet the senior, how are you? He had heard from Daoist Tian Lei before that the ancestor of the Lei family was called Lei Yiming. Lin Moyu was also slightly surprised that the ancestor of the Lei family would come here. Lei Yiming was very generous, don't talk about seniors or juniors. Lei and fellow Daoist Lin hit it off right away. If you don't mind, just call me Brother Lei. Lin Moyu had already become a close friend of Tianlai Daoist, calling him brother. He was immune to this. Senior, this is not good. Lei Yiming waved his hand. What's good or bad? You are worried about Jingying and Sanxiang. It doesn't matter. We can talk about our own things. No one knew Lei Yiming's true thoughts. Tianlai Daoist just told him Lin Moyu's name and said nothing else. Lei Yiming naturally knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to tell others that Lin Moyu was his brother, Lei Yiming, and whoever dared to touch Lin Moyu would be his enemy. He had thought too simply before. If he was of the same generation as Seya, he would have to be Lin Moyu's junior. It would be more reasonable to call Lin Moyu brothers. As for Tianlai Daoist, he decided to talk about his own things. I think Tianlai Daoist would not blame him. While talking, Lei Yiming tried his best to show a kind smile, and did not forget to look at Seya, which scared Seya to shrink her head back. His words made Lei Jingying and Lei Sanxiang stand there in disbelief. They couldn't understand what Lei Yiming said to Seya before. Now he said this to Lin Moyu again. What exactly did their ancestor want to do? Was he crazy? But they didn't dare to question it. As a child of the Lei family, the words of the ancestor could not be questioned. In the eyes of Lei Yiming, Lin Moyu was quite helpless and could only call him Brother Lei. Lei Yiming laughed. Okay, you are my brother from now on. Whoever dares to touch you will be my enemy. These 2 tokens are given to you. Whoever dares to touch you, just take out the tokens and Lei will come out. As he said this, he took out 2 tokens and stuffed them into Lin Moyu's hands. The tokens were actually made of high-level origin crystals, with the word Lei engraved on one side and E engraved on the other. Lin Moyu could feel that the token contained Lei Yiming's will. As long as the token was activated, Lei Yiming could use this will to condense the Daozuan clone. When the Daozuan reached a certain level, he could clone himself into millions of clones. Turning the clones into magic weapons and leaving them to the descendants was also a means of protection. Lei Yiming gave 2 tokens, one for Lin Moyu and the other for Seya. Lin Moyu did not refuse and accepted them calmly. Lei Jingying and Lei Sanxiang were even more shocked. They knew what Lei Yiming's token meant. In the Lei family, this token is called the Lei Zuling. Among the children of each generation of the Lei family, only the most outstanding one can get it. Lei Jingying got one back then, but Lei Sanxiang did not. Unexpectedly, Lei Ming now has 2. 180 Lei Jingying even suspected that Lin Moyu might be his ancestor's illegitimate son. This treatment was too good. Lu Fengqing also trembled all over and said to himself, is the Lei family ancestor crazy? In his opinion, the Lei family ancestor's behavior was crazier than his own. But he didn't dare to say it. No matter what, he didn't dare to offend the Lei family ancestor. Boom! Lightning flashed, and Lei Xian appeared in the square covered with lightning. Lei Pengpeng put away the lightning, glanced, and immediately ran over happily. Father, 3rd uncle, I'm back. Lei Jingying smiled. I'm glad you're back. Lei Yiming looked at Lei Pengpeng. Your injury is indeed healed. Lei Jingying said, thanks to fellow Daoist Lin, Pengpeng is safe and sound. Lei Pengpeng ran up and saw Lei Yiming. Hey, ancestor, you are here too. Lei Yiming also likes Pengpeng. The little girl has gained a lot. This time, Lei Pengpeng has gained a lot, and his realm has entered the realm of true gods. The large amount of natural materials and treasures he has eaten for so many years finally came into play. In the next period of time, Lei Pengpeng's cultivation will increase rapidly. Lei Pengpeng laughed and said, of course, I'm a genius. Grandpa, I want to play with Seya for a while, is that okay? Lin Moyu knew that Seya was not comfortable here, and smiled. Go play with Pengpeng. The 2 immediately held hands and went to the side to talk in private. After Seya and Lei Pengpeng left, Lei Yiming also said, you leave for a while, I want to talk to Brother Lin alone. Lei Jingying and Lei Sanxiang left without hesitation. Lu Fengqing also stepped back tactfully. An invisible force enveloped the 2, isolating the inside and outside. Lei Yiming said, "Brother Lin, are you wondering why I want to be on good terms with you?" Lin Moyu nodded. "It's true that I'm a little confused, but as a senior, I have my own reasons for doing everything." Lei Yiming said, "I'm a member of the Lei family, practicing the Thunder Avenue. I like to be straightforward, without so many twists and turns. I'm on good terms with you and give you the Thunder Ancestor Order for several reasons. First, you saved Peng Peng. Peng Peng is my great-grandson, a blood relative. You are her savior, so you naturally have to thank her. Second, I have a good impression of you. Don't disbelieve it. I felt that I had a good impression of you from the first time I saw you. The third reason is because of Senior Tianlei." As he spoke, he glanced towards the depths of the Leishan Mountains. Lin Moyu suddenly realized that in his opinion, the third reason was the biggest reason. It turned out to be the order of Daoist Tianlei. No wonder Yiming was so abnormal. Lin Moyu asked, "What did Brother Tianlei say to you?" Lei Yiming said, "Nothing. Senior Tianlei just told Lei that you are his brother and Miss Xiaoye is his disciple. Originally, Lei wanted to be friends with Miss Xiaoye, but I think it's not right. It's better to be friends with you. I don't think the senior will blame me." Lin Moyu laughed dumbly. It was indeed the same as what he said. Other reasons were secondary. Daoist Tianlei was the foundation. It seems that he still benefited from Daoist Tianlei, but it's good this way. With the Lei family as a backer, it will be easier for him to settle down in the origin continent. Before he has enough strength, it is also a good idea to raise a big flag and find a backer. What's more, this backer will not ask you to do anything, but will only do things for you. Where can you find such a good thing? After Lei Yiming finished speaking, he still explained, "Brother Lin, don't think that Lei did this for Senior Tianlei. In addition to Senior Tianlei, the other two reasons are also very important. If you don't meet Lei's eyes, Lei will not do his best. It would be better if he didn't explain. Once he explained, it would feel like he was trying to cover up something." However, Lin Moyu's heart was as clear as a mirror, and he knew it very well. No matter where you are, everything is done for profit. Especially for an ancestor like Lei Yiming, he has to consider the Lei family and think twice before doing anything. The Lei family is his backer, and he also wants to find Tianlei Taoist as his backer. In the final analysis, one's own strength is the most important. After a discussion, Lin Moyu had a general understanding of Lei Yiming's personality and temper. People who practice the Thunder Road actually don't have too many scheming mansions, and they speak directly and are more straightforward. Lin Moyu also likes to deal with such people, and is straightforward. The sound of thunder continued to sound, and people kept teleporting out of the Thunder Mountain. Suddenly someone roared, it's you who stole my boxing gloves." The aura of the godly realm rose, and the young man of the Yin family rushed towards Xiao Guo with a strong murderous intent. Xiao Yu was talking to Xiao Wu at this time, wearing the Xian Guang boxing gloves on her hands, gesturing something. Suddenly someone rushed towards her, and Xiao Yu, who had no combat experience, exclaimed and punched out instinctively. The light of the Xian Guang boxing gloves flowed, and an attack was launched, and the young man of the Yin family was immediately repelled. If the Xian Guang boxing gloves are fully launched, they can exert the attack of the heavenly realm. But Xiaoye used it officially for the first time, and in a hurry, the power of this punch was less than 1/10,000th, only the godly realm. The young man of the Yin family was shocked and flew into the air, standing in the air, with precious light flowing on his body, and the killing intent continued to rise. "You dare to resist, this young master will kill you now." As he said this, he rushed towards Xiaoye again, with a stronger momentum than before, far beyond the godly realm. He also had a magic weapon similar to the Xuanguan boxing gloves, which could be used to exert power far beyond the godly realm. "Stop! Stop! Who dares to take action in the land of the Lei family?" The angry shouts rang out, and the Lei family wanted to stop it, but it was still a step too late. Lei Pingping shouted angrily, "Get out!" As she said that, she took a step forward and blocked Seya, with precious light flowing on her body, and a sword appeared in her hand. The sword was inlaid with 5 origin crystals, and the origin crystals glowed at the same time, and the Lacientian sword was swung out. The brilliant sword energy swept up, with strong thunder in it. The young man of the Een family was immediately blown away by the sword energy, and the whole person flew uncontrollably into the air, and then fell heavily. The whole body was wrapped in lightning, and he could not move for a while. Lei Pengpeng held the sword, like a female war god, staring at the young man of the Een family with sharp eyes. "Een Yang, what do you want to do?" Seya couldn't help laughing when she heard the name. What a strange name. Lei Pengpeng snorted coldly. His surname is Een, and his name is Een Mingying, but I like to call him Een Yang. Being in Leiching together, Lei Pengpeng naturally knew Een Yang. Seya said, "Oh, she knew from the other party's first sentence that the other party was a Een family member, and her Xuanguan boxing gloves were snatched from him at the auction." The Lei family members came over one by one and stood in front of Lei Shanshan. This is the territory of the Lei family. Even if they are Een family members, they can't break the rules here. Lei Zhengying and Lei Sanxiang came side by side. Their faces were not good. Breaking the rules on the Lei family's territory, even if it was the Een family, would have to pay the price. As for the reason, it was not important. No matter what the reason, we could not do it here. Lei Yiming and Lin Moyu also found the situation here and walked over together. Xiao Wu hung on Lin Moyu, and Lin Moyu looked a little strange. But no one dared to laugh. Lin Moyu was standing side by side with his own ancestor, who dared to laugh. Seeing Een Mingying who could not get up, Lin Moyu roughly guessed the cause and effect of the matter. At the auction, I snatched a magic weapon that he had taken a fancy to, but I didn't expect him to hold a grudge. Lin Moyu was not worried about Seya's safety at all. Now Seya is a complete little hedgehog. Even if the Een family, the rich, Daozuan took action, he might not be able to move the young lady. Lei Yiming looked at Een Mingying with a bad look, and his voice was low. Who else from the Een family came this time? The Lei family manager immediately said, to reply to the ancestor, there is also the current eldest master of the Een family, Een Eenzong. Where are they? Just teleported out. As soon as the words fell, a man came running over. It was Een Mingying's elder brother, the middle-aged man he had seen at the auction that day. Een Mingzong was much younger than the last time at the auction. He was the supreme before, but now after the trip to Leishan, he has broken through to the heavenly venerable realm. The quota for the core area that the Een family had bid for was given to Een Mingzong. Een Mingzong came to Een Mingying, helped him up, and at the same time used the power of the heavenly venerable to eliminate the lightning on his body. As soon as Een Mingying recovered, he immediately shouted, "Brother, it was this dead girl who stole my Xuanguang boxing gloves." "Shut up!" Een Mingzong shouted angrily, and at the same time slapped him in the face. Een Mingying was stunned by his elder brother's slap, but Een Mingzong didn't have time to pay attention to him at this time. He saw the Xuanguang boxing gloves on Seya's hands, plus the angry Lei Pengpeng and the lightning on Een Mingying's body, and he had guessed the cause and effect of the matter. He saluted to everyone and apologized. "My brother did something wrong. I apologize to you on his behalf. Afterwards, my Een family will make amends. I hope that the seniors of the Lei family will be generous and don't bother with the juniors." He put his attitude very low and admitted his mistakes directly without a word of nonsense. In this way, it is difficult for the Lei family to blame. Before the auction, Lin Moyu felt that Een Mingzong was very cunning, several times stronger than his brother. Now it seems that he is not only cunning, but also very smart, knows how to judge the situation, and can bend and stretch. Lu Fengqing said, "Your Een family is really rich. You just took out a huge fortune, and now you are bleeding again. But the Een family has such a spendthrift. No matter how much wealth they have, it will be squandered. The hard work of the Een family's ancestors is back." Lu Fengqing's words were extremely sarcastic, but he was a Taoist master, and he was also the Taoist master of the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce. The Yin family couldn't afford to offend him. I don't know why 790 was possessed by evil before, and he bought a 4th level world-class origin crystal at the price of 10,000 3rd level fine origin crystals. The Yin family has already shed blood once. It seems that this time, they will bleed again. But they dare not let him go. Yin Mingzong looked at his incompetent brother fiercely, and then whispered, "My Yin family's apology will surely satisfy all the seniors." Lei Sanxiang said, "Well, let's see what kind of apology your Yin family can come up with." Lei Sanxiang did not push Lin Moyu out. At this moment, it would be best for the Lei family to come forward to make the Yin family bleed to the greatest extent. If Lin Moyu is pushed out, with Lin Moyu's identity as a low-level Tianzuan, the Yin family will not take them seriously at all. Yin Mingzong nodded, "Senior, don't worry, my Yin family knows what to do." Lin Moyu has been staring at Yin Mingzong. Although he seems to be sincere, his eyes are full of hatred. This hatred is not only for his own brother, but also for Xiaoye and Lei Pengpeng. This person cannot be kept. Lin Moyu has marked him and will kill him if there is a chance. After all, the Yin family is a 5-star force. If the Yin family is concerned about it, it will sometimes be troublesome. The Lei family can indeed be used as a backer, but once you leave the Lei family, it's hard to say. Yin Mingzong took his useless brother away. Lei Sanxiang said, "Pengpeng, put away the sword." Lei Pengpeng obediently put away the magic weapon. "Father, third uncle, why don't you kill him?" Lei Zhengying said, "You can't kill him for the time being." "Why?" Lei Pengpeng asked. Lei Zhengying glanced at Gun Yanhai in the distance and said lightly, "The reason is not enough." Lei Sanxiang touched Lei Pengpeng's head. "Pengpeng will understand these things in the future, so you don't have to think about them now." Lei Pengpeng snorted lightly, "When I become powerful in the future, I will kill him." This hermaphrodite is the most annoying. Lei Sanxiang laughed. "Okay, then keep him and wait until I become powerful in the future." Several people were chatting and laughing, and they did not shy away from the killing. Being in the origin continent and being born in the Lei family, they were already accustomed to such things. Lin Moyu already understood that the Yin family should be related to the Hanshui Holy Land. The Yin family was the eye of the Hanshui Holy Land placed in Leiqing to monitor the Lei family. The Lei family did not want to fall out with the Hanshui Holy Land, so they could not touch the Yin family for the time being. When the day comes when the Lei family is really going to fight the Hanshui Holy Land, the first family to be destroyed is the Yin family. It is true that the Lei family is straightforward, but they are not stupid, otherwise they would not be able to become a 6-star force. Yin Mingzong took Yin Mingying away, and after walking away, Yin Mingying said viciously, "Brother, why don't you help me?" Yin Mingzong looked at him as if he were an idiot, and he had already singled him out 100,000 times in his heart. "Help you? With so many Dao masters here, am I looking for death if I help you?" However, he did not say so. The Yin family cannot turn against the Lei family for the time being, so you can bear this matter. I slapped you just now, just for show. I shouldn't have hurt you. You should hold back this anger, and tell the ancestor when you go back, and the ancestor will definitely reward you. Don't be so impulsive in the future. If you are really hurt, your father will feel bad, and so will your brother. Yin Mingzong's slap looked heavy, but it actually hurt but not injured. Yin Mingying lost his temper after hearing this. "I understand. Thank you, brother. I won't be so impulsive in the future." The roar continued, and lightning flashed, and people who entered the mountain kept returning. Gun Yanshui appeared in the square with a flash of lightning. Gun Yanhai stepped out to Gun Yanshui's side, but his brows were tightly furrowed. When Gun Yanshui went in, he was a level step supreme. When he came out, he was still a half-step supreme. It can't be said that there was no progress, but it was too little. Too little. They had expected that, after coming out of the core of Thunder Mountain, they could at least become a low-level supreme being. If they were lucky, they might even become a mid-level supreme being. Gun Yanhai knew very well the qualifications of his granddaughter, and that she was the most talented person in this generation of the Holy Land of Hanshui. Gu Nianhai's face looked a little ugly. What's going on? Gu Nianshui whispered, I don't know either. The source in the core of Thunder Mountain is indeed very rich and very powerful, but I can't absorb it. It seems that the source power in Thunder Mountain is incompatible with me. Gu Nianhai whispered to himself, incompatible? He thought for a few seconds, could it be that, because of the inheritance of the Horned Dragon Star Lord? After thinking about it carefully, this is the only possibility. Gu Nianshui said, Grandpa, could it be the Lei family who did it? Gu Nianhai immediately denied, the Lei family can't do it. If the Lei family can do it, the Holy Lord won't let you come. Gu Nianshui nodded, then it may be related to the inheritance of the Horned Dragon Star Lord. Gu Nianhai said, go back first and let the Holy Lord take a look. The two returned to the sedan chair, and they would leave after everyone arrived. Gu Nianhai is in a bad mood now. Gu Nianshui's trip is a waste of this quota. Although the matter is not big, it is a bit depressed. Lin Moyu watched this scene. He was the only one who knew why Gu Nianshui had not made any progress. In fact, it was all because of Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu weakened Gu Nianshui's luck, which led to this situation. When Gu Nianshui returned to the Hanshui Holy Land, Xiao Wu's curse would naturally become ineffective under the influence of the Holy Land's huge luck. As for whether the Holy Landlord could see the problem, it depended on his own ability. Half a day later, everyone was sent back to Yingxi Leishan Manor and the release was completely over. Everyone left one after another, the Lei family opened the formation, and Leishan entered a closed state again. Leicheng, Yin family. The head of the Yin family, Yin Changru, looked downcast, his face slightly gloomy. He looked 6 points feminine, fair and clean, exuding a gloomy temperament. Although he was the head of the Yin family and the father of Yin Mingzong, he looked younger than Yin Mingzong. He had the cultivation of Dao Zun realm and was one of the main decision-makers of the Yin family. His status in the Yin family was second only to the ancestor. At this moment, Yin Mingzong and Yin Mingying stood in front of him, silent. Yin Mingzong had told Yin Changru everything that happened in Leishan without any error, and also said some of his own speculations. Yin Changru took a sip of tea and whispered, Zonger, do you mean that the previous auction was also related to these people? Yin Mingzong whispered, I think it is very likely that the three of them not only snatched the Xuanguang boxing gloves, but also competed with me at the last auction, and then suddenly stopped. And they are obviously acquainted with Elder Lu Fengqing of Lufeng Chamber of Commerce. I think it is very likely that they are the ones who did it. Perhaps they joined forces with Elder Lu Fengqing to gain benefits from our Yin family. Hearing Yin Mingzong's analysis, Yin Changru fell silent. Yin Changru knew that his eldest son had always been cautious in doing things. He really couldn't understand why such an accident happened at the auction this time. No matter how rich the Yin family is, it is impossible to use 10,000 third-level fine origin crystals to buy a fourth-level world-class origin crystal. The Yin family would never do such a loss-making business. The two brothers went to the auction before, which was also a kind of experience, and with Yin Mingzong there would not be any trouble. Unexpectedly, an accident still happened. Yin Changru knew that the two brothers must have been calculated, but he couldn't find any clues, and the Yin family couldn't afford to offend the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce, so this loss was taken. After suffering a loss, the Yin family naturally wanted to retaliate, but they couldn't find the source. This accidental discovery is a good clue. Yin Changru, we can't afford to offend the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce, but we can't take this dumb loss. Zonger, Minger, take some people and bring those people back. Yin Mingzong said, what about the Lei family? Yin Changru said, bring the Thunder Shielding Formation, it's best if they are obedient. If they resist, just kill them directly. Do things cleanly and quickly. Minger, learn from your elder brother and control your temper. You are so old, but you are not good at all. If you still do this, how can your father be assured and hand over the Yin family to you in the future? Yin Mingying faced his father and behaved very well. He didn't have the temper of the past at all. He said timidly, "Father, don't worry, I will learn from my elder brother." Ain Changru waved his hand, "Go, do it tonight, so as not to have more dreams at night." As the second-ranked family in Leicheng, although they are not as good as the Lei family, they are very familiar with Leicheng. They know how to avoid the surveillance of the Leicheng formation. As long as the movement is not too loud, the Leicheng formation will be difficult to detect. After the trip to Leishan, Lin Moyu returned to his own yard. The Lei family originally wanted to invite Lin Moyu to live in the Lei family, but Lin Moyu declined. Lin Moyu had the idea of using the Lei family as a backer, but he could not really rely on the Lei family, which was different. The real backer can only be himself, and the Lei family can only be used to wave the flag at most, and be released for use at critical times. It was not until he returned to his own residence that Lin Moyu put Xiao Wu down and put her on the back of the calf. Xiao Wu felt a familiar breath in his sleep and became very relieved. He hugged the calf and continued to sleep soundly. This time, Xiao Wu was really exhausted, almost overdrawn, and almost hurt his origin. Lin Moyu used the power of life to stabilize Xiao Wu's foundation. Now the best way for Xiao Wu is to take a nap, but this nap will be a bit long. Seya came to Lin Moyu obediently. "Master, this is something given by Master Tianlei." She handed the storage ring given by Daoist Tianlei to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu smiled and said, "Since it was given to you by Senior Tianlei, it is yours." Seya shook her head. "It is full of origin crystals." "Seya can't use so many." "Oh? How many?" Lin Moyu had guessed that the storage ring must be full of origin crystals. But Moyu couldn't guess how many there were. Daoist Tianlei controlled an 8th-level spiritual vein. Over the years, the 8th-level spiritual vein can naturally condense a large number of origin crystals. I think Daoist Tianlei will give a lot. Seya couldn't count them, so she simply took out all the origin crystals and piled them into several small hills in the yard for Master to take a look. Lin Moyu was slightly shocked. "It's really a lot. There are 2 piles of small hills in front of us. The largest pile is the 6th order ordinary origin crystals, with more than 5,000 crystals. It is equivalent to 5 million 3rd order ordinary origin crystals. The other pile is the 6th order fine origin crystals, with a total of 500 crystals. The value of these origin crystals is inestimable. If all are converted into the most common 3rd order origin crystals, there are at least 10 million crystals. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. With this amount of quantity, in Leicheng, perhaps the Lei family can only take it out by selling all their property. A 5-star family like the Yin family, even if it has accumulated for thousands of years, can't even think of taking it out. Big Brother Tianlei is really generous. Lin Moyu was secretly amazed. Daoist Tianlei gave quite a lot of origin crystals. At the same time, he smiled and said, "Seya has become a rich woman." Seya shook her head. "Seya doesn't need so many origin crystals. Master is more useful than Seya with them." Lin Moyu smiled and shook his head. "Seya keeps them first. If I need them in the future, I will ask Xiaoyong for them." Xiaoyu hesitated for a moment, but finally put away the origin crystal obediently. "Then when Master needs it, tell Xiaoyu at any time." Lin Moyu said, "Xiaoyu, your Tianlei master is busy and cannot teach you in person. I will pass on his Thunder Road to you on his behalf." Xiaoyu's eyes widened. "Do you still need to practice the boxing that Master taught Xiaoyu?" Lin Moyu smiled slightly. "The 2 are not contradictory, you can practice them together. Now concentrate and calm down, Master will teach you the great Tao." Seya immediately adjusted her breathing, and her mind instantly fell into silence. Born with a jade soul, coupled with Seya's innocent heart, concentrating and calming down is as easy for her as eating and drinking. Lin Moyu gently tapped Seya's brow with one finger, and the great Tao of Tianlei Daoist was passed on. Tianlei Daoist gave Lin Moyu 2 jade cards, one of which recorded his lifelong formation learning, and the other jade card was the great Tao of Thunder. The great Tao of Thunder is extremely powerful, and Seya's current realm is simply unbearable. So Lin Moyu only passed on a part of it first. At this moment, another benefit of the born Jade Soul was also revealed. Seya's soul physique can almost perfectly match any kind of power. Born with a Jade Soul is the top cultivation physique on the Origin continent. No matter which great Dao is cultivated, it can be rapidly improved. Lin Moyu passed on all the cultivation methods of the great Dao of Thunder to err on behalf of Tianlai Daoist. While teaching the great Dao, Lin Moyu also gained something from it. Although he did not practice the great way of thunder, he could learn from others' experience. All the great ways eventually lead to the same destination, which did not prevent Lin Moyu from learning from one example and applying it to other cases. After the teaching was completed, he closed his eyes for 4 months to digest it. Lin Moyu began to accept the formation of Tianlai Daoist. Yin and Yang alternated, and the origin of Taiyin soon ruled the earth. Lin Moyu suddenly opened his eyes, looked outside the courtyard, and sneered, "You are really brave, you." The yard was very quiet. Xiao Wu was still sleeping on Xiao Niu, who was lying on the soft bed without moving. Xiao Yu was still absorbing and digesting the cultivation method. Tianlai Daorin's avenue was very majestic and it would take some time to absorb it completely. Lin Moyu came back to his senses from the sea of formations. Taoist Tianlai has come a long way in the art of formation. According to the level, he has reached the level of an 8th level formation master, 1 level higher than Lu Fengqing. However, Taoist Tianlai specializes in weapon formations and does not integrate rune formations into them. And most of the formations he practices are related to thunder. Lin Moyu cannot copy them completely, but can only absorb their essence and then integrate them into his own ideas to become his own way of formation. In fact, every formation master has his own way of formation. If you only learn from your predecessors, it is difficult to become a formation master. Lin Moyu does not understand this, but it does not prevent him from forming his own way of formation. The path that Lin Moyu takes, 140, has always been his own path. The process is long, but Lin Moyu is very confident. He has discovered that he has a talent for formation that is comparable to the way of runes. It is not difficult to understand. Things that others find difficult to understand can be easily mastered by oneself. In just half a day, Lin Moyu has mastered the knowledge of the formations of the 1st to 3rd levels of the Tianlai people and integrated it with his own knowledge of formations, making it his own. The originally quiet courtyard suddenly became even quieter, and all the sounds disappeared at this moment. The courtyard temporarily disappeared from the surveillance of the Thunder City formation and entered another space. The courtyard was shrouded by an inexplicable force, shrinking continuously, and the space expanded accordingly. Lin Moyu looked outside the courtyard calmly, and the Eye of the Undead was opened at the same time. Soul flames burned and rose in the Eye of the Undead. "You are really brave." A total of 8 people came, 1 god, 1 low-level heavenly venerable, 5 middle-level heavenly venerables, and 1 high-level heavenly venerable. Lin Moyu knew their identities without having to guess. The god was Yin Mingyang, also the Yin-Yang person mentioned by Seya Yuan. The low-level heavenly venerable was Yin Mingzong, the eldest young master of the Yin family. The 5 middle-level heavenly venerables and 1 high-level heavenly venerable were naturally the heavenly venerables of the Yin family. "I'm not stupid, I guessed it was me," Lin Moyu muttered to himself. It was not difficult for the Yin family to guess him. He first bid for the Xuanguang boxing gloves, which caused a conflict with the Yin family, and then raised the price. The most important thing was that he also knew Lu Fengqing. The Yin family just gritted their teeth and gave Lu Fengqing the crystal of the origin of the sky pole. With such a relationship, they could naturally guess that it was him. As for evidence, there was no need for evidence. Lin Moyu just felt strange that they were so bold that they dared to take action in Leicheng. They should have a way to avoid the surveillance of the Lei family's formation. Lin Moyu looked outside the courtyard and vaguely discovered a formation. This formation covered the courtyard. The Yin family used this formation to dare to act recklessly in Leicheng. Lin Moyu waved his hand, and the world of rules unfolded, taking in the sleeping Xiao Wu and Xianyo. As for Seya, she did not move. Anyone who dared to take action against Seya would be afraid of his own life. Then Lin Moyu took out the tea set and leisurely made tea for himself. The gate of the courtyard was pushed open, and Yin Mingzong walked in with his men. Seeing such a leisurely Lin Moyu, Yin Mingzong was a little surprised. "You knew we were coming?" Lin Moyu didn't care at all, drinking tea by himself. "Is it important?" Yin Mingzong whispered, "Since you knew, why didn't you leave?" Yin Mingzong felt a little uneasy. With the relationship between Lin Moyu and the Lei family, as long as he lived in the Lei family, no one in Leiqing could do anything to him. But he didn't go. Was it for his own reasons? Or was there something else he relied on? Yin Mingzong looked around. There was nothing in the yard except the motionless Seya and Lin Moyu, who was leisurely drinking tea. There were several houses behind the yard. The houses were closed, and there was no breath inside. When he was unsure, Yin Mingying couldn't help but speak. "Brother, why waste time talking to him? Just catch him and take him back, and kill him if he dares to resist." Yin Mingzong whispered, "Wait, something is wrong." Yin Mingying looked around. "What's wrong? There's no one else here." Lin Moyu suddenly laughed. "The Yinyang man is right. There is indeed no one else here." Yin Mingying said, "I said there is no one else." Suddenly he glared at Lin Moyu, boiling with anger. "You dare to call me a Yinyang man?" Lin Moyu said, "How about you kill someone with Yinyang in the future? Anyway, you are going to die soon." Yin Mingying roared, "You are going to die, and your whole family is going to die. Kill him for this young master. This young master will cut him into pieces." Yin Mingying's young master temper came up again, and he roared loudly. But the few Tianzins who followed did not move. They had to obey Yin Mingzong's orders, not this idiot's second young master. Yin Mingzong said to the high-ranking heavenly master beside him, "Uncle Wang, is there really no one?" His name is Yin Chang Wang, who is of the same generation as Yin Changru, but belongs to a branch. Yin Chang Wang nodded. "There is indeed no one else. In that case, let's do it, and make a quick decision." Yin Mingzong suppressed his inner doubts and gave an order. Several heavenly masters started at the same time and killed Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu chuckled and tapped his fingers on the table. In an instant, 10 skeleton kings appeared behind him. The sudden appearance of the skeleton king scared several Yin family heavenly masters. Each skeleton king is as powerful as them. Yin Mingzong's face changed drastically, and Yin Chang Wang beside him also changed his face. "I made a mistake." He did not hesitate and attacked Lin Moyu. He slapped out with his palm, and the palm prints were overwhelming, attacking from all directions, covering Lin Moyu and the skeleton king. When he slapped out, the skeleton king stood up and waved the bone sword at the same time. Spell, White Bone God Slashing. The sword light lit up, and the 5 middle-level Tianzuan of the Yin family screamed at the same time and retreated in panic. Blood holes exploded on their bodies, and blood rushed out without money. At the same time, countless wounds appeared all over the body, and the skeleton king's white bone law attacked the soul at the same time. As soon as they met, the 5 people were injured. They took out pills and threw them into their mouths. The injury to the flesh was a trivial matter, but the injury to the soul was much more troublesome. Fortunately, King Yin Chang acted quickly. His attack had already covered the skeleton king and Lin Moyu. "Die!" King Yin Chang shouted softly. The skeleton kings collapsed in the palm prints. At this time, there was a figure flashing around Lin Moyu, and Cheng Hongguang appeared beside Lin Moyu's side. Cheng Hongguang waved his hand, and the power of the high-level Tianzuan realm burst out, blocking the attack for Lin Moyu. 4.7 Yin Changwang's expression suddenly changed, high-level Tianzuan. Yin Mingzong knew that he was in trouble. Lin Moyu was actually protected by a high-level Tianzuan. In this case, it would be difficult to capture him. His eyes turned. "Uncle Wang, entangle the high-level Tianzuan. We will deal with Lin Moyu. Mingyang, you go and catch that girl." "Good." Yin Chang Wang shouted and attacked again. He took out a net-like magic weapon and threw it towards Cheng Hongguang. Cheng Hongguang snorted coldly and slapped out with his palm, directly knocking Yin Chang Wang's magic weapon away. Yin Chang Wang controlled the magic weapon and fought with Cheng Hongguang. The 5 heavenly masters of the Yin family plus Yin Mingzong attacked Lin Moyu again. Suddenly, his face changed drastically. The 10 skeleton kings that were scattered were resurrected at the same time and appeared again. At this time, Yin Mingyang had also attacked Seya, but Lin Moyu did not move at all and continued to drink tea. Not good, Mingyang, stop. Yin Mingzong shouted, but it was too late to go back. Yin Mingyang did not listen to Yin Mingzong's words. He did not want to capture Seya, but to kill Seya. His eyes were full of murderous intent, and he kept saying, "I'll let you snatch my magic weapon, I'll let you snatch my magic weapon." He was upset that Seya had snatched his Xuanguang boxing gloves, and his heart was full of murderous intent. So when he made a move, he wanted to kill Seya. He used a magic sword, turned into lightning, and shot at Seya's head. He was a god, and Seya was only in the super god realm, and the difference between the two was several realms. Even if he blew a breath, Seya would die. But he still used the magic weapon, just to make Seya's body and soul fly away. In his eyes, there was only crazy hatred, and no mercy at all. When Yin Yangzong's voice sounded, his sword had already arrived in front of Seya. The bright light bloomed from Seya's body, and with a light sound, the lightning exploded, and Yin Mingyang's magic weapon instantly shattered into slag. The jade belt on Seya's waist sparkled, actively protecting her master. Yin Mingzong's pupils shrank suddenly, protective treasure. This kind of magic weapon is called a protective magic weapon, and it is difficult for ordinary people to obtain it. Those who can obtain a protective magic weapon must be extraordinary. But the next second, his eyes widened, and he shouted angrily, "Stop!" His shouting was just like a reminder to Yin Mingyang, but it was a step too late again. A short sword appeared above Seya's head, and the short sword turned into lightning, instantly circled around Yin Mingyang, and then returned. The whole process was faster than lightning, and Yin Mingyang, as a god, had no time to react. The next moment, lightning flashed all over his body, and he exploded, and the whole yard was full of broken flesh. He was really shattered to pieces, and his soul was scattered. Lin Moyu knew very well that if Yin Mingyang didn't want to kill Seya, the Dao Soul Sword would not appear. The difference between the two realms was too great, and Seya couldn't resist the opponent's fatal blow at all, so she activated the Dao Soul Sword. Seya is now a hedgehog. Even if Tianzuan wants to kill her, there is only one way to die. Lin Moyu said slowly, "Now she has really become a dead Yin." Yin Mingzong was furious. "You dare to kill Mingyang, do you know who he is?" Lin Moyu smiled and said, "Does it matter who he is?" Yin Mingzong roared, "You are dead. The Yin family will not let you go." Lin Moyu shook his head and said, "I don't know whether I will die or not, but you will definitely not survive." His fingertips tapped lightly on the table, and the skeleton kings were now inside and outside the yard. The yard was full of skeleton kings standing tall. 100 skeleton kings filled the space, and the whole yard was packed. If it weren't for the Yin family's formation, the small yard couldn't even fit a skeleton king. Yin Mingzong screamed, "With so many puppets, who are you?" Lin Moyu sighed, "You don't know the main and the secondary. It seems that you are just a little clever, and it's hard to achieve great things." After that, the skeleton kings swung their swords and cut them down at the same time. Spell, White Bone Slashing God. In the sword light, the Tianzuan brought by the Yin family screamed at the same time, and the sword light tore them into pieces, and the White Bone Law destroyed their souls at the same time. Yin Mingzong's body was shining with precious light. As the eldest son of the Yin family, he had a magic weapon to protect him. But his magic weapon was inferior to Seya's 3-piece set of protection. Under the strong sword light, Yin Mingzong's magic weapon only lasted for half a second before it was broken and collapsed on the spot. Yin Mingzong spurted blood, and his body and soul were severely injured at the same time. But with the magic weapon to protect him, Yin Mingzong was able to save his life. Lin Moyu chuckled, not bad, he's still alive. Yin Mingzong was full of fear for Lin Moyu at this moment. Senior, spare me, don't kill me. Lin Moyu smiled, when you are dying, you finally distinguish the primary from the secondary. I thought you were not afraid of death, but it seems so. Don't worry, I will give you a quick death. Yin Mingzong's face changed drastically, the fear of death filled his eyes, and he shouted, Uncle Wang, save me. Lin Moyu shook his head and said, he can't even save himself, how can he save you? At this moment, King Yin Chang has been entangled by Cheng Hongwang. The strength of both sides is similar. With the help of the power of the magic weapon, he is invincible. He saw everything that happened in the courtyard. He wanted to save people but was dragged by Cheng Hongwang. Hearing Yin Mingzong's cry for help, King Yin Chang roared, go away from God. The huge power of the high-level Tianzuan rolled and moved, and the thunder shielding formation suddenly roared and was about to fall. The thunder shielding formation is very strong. Even if a high-level Tianzuan fights in it, it can remain intact for a certain period of time. Even if King Yin Chang wants to break the formation, it will take time. Lin Moyu chuckled, is this considered a cocoon for oneself? He has seen clearly that this formation comes from a formation plate. The array was just outside the courtyard, but unfortunately, they were not the real masters of the array and could not manipulate it remotely. Now they were trapped in the array and could not escape. The Skeleton King changed his target and locked onto King Yin Chang. Lin Moyu pointed his finger, and the law of time flowed at his fingertips. Spell, Time Curse. King Yin Chang's soul was in great pain, and he could not help but scream. The soul fell into a state of time chaos. Although it was only for a short time, it was enough to put King Yin Chang in danger. Lin Moyu took the opportunity to eject a drop of ancestral water and landed on Cheng Hongwang. Cheng Hongwang's breath increased sharply, and the power of his palm doubled, and in an instant it was thousands of palms. King Yin Chang fell from the air with blood spurting out, and the Skeleton King was ready to go, swinging the bone sword and slashing wildly, and King Yin Chang's injuries were serious again. Cheng Hongwang took advantage of the situation to kill him while he was sick, and his attack was more fierce than before. Get out of here! At the critical moment of life and death, King Yin Chang burst out with amazing power, and powerful power surged out, shaking all the Skeleton Kings away. The Skeleton King's bones were all broken, unable to resist his attack, and collapsed on the spot. King Yin Chang's whole body was emitting water light, and the water light was like a dragon, constantly rotating around him. This breath looks familiar. Lin Moyu's heart moved, and he thought of the Hansui Holy Land. King Yin Chang's breath was somewhat similar to Gu Yanhai. He murmured to himself, it seems that the Yin family is really a nail eyeliner placed in Leiching by the Hansui Holy Land, as the outside world said. King Yin Chang used the secret method of the Hansui Holy Land, and his breath increased sharply. Although he was still a high-level Tianzuan, he was much stronger than before. The formation roared and was about to collapse. King Yin Chang did not lose his mind. He rushed to Yin Mingzong and wanted to save people. As for killing Lin Moyu, it was no longer important. Now he had to save people and protect himself. There was light in Yin Mingzong's dim eyes, and he saw the hope of life. Lin Moyu chuckled, it's useless. The Skeleton King who had just died was resurrected again and attacked the two at the same time. King Yin Chang groaned, and the water dragon on his body roared, and actually blocked the attack of the Skeleton King. But Yin Mingzong was not so lucky. His body was instantly blown to pieces, following in the footsteps of his brother. King Yin Chang failed to save people. He looked at Lin Moyu fiercely and turned to flee. Lin Moyu flicked his finger, the space twisted slightly, and a huge figure suddenly appeared in front of King Yin Chang. King Yin Chang's face changed drastically, Worm Mother. The Worm Mother of the high-level Tianzuan appeared in the final form. The Worm Mother in the final form has the strongest single combat. When the warm mother of the high-level Tianzuan unfolds the final form, its combat power can be called invincible under the Tianzuan, and only the dragons of the same realm can match it. King Yinchang's face changed drastically, and he wanted to escape from another direction. But the warm mother moved so fast that she caught up in an instant, and the sharp blade that was more powerful than the magic weapon passed like lightning. King Yinchang's eyes dimmed instantly, and his body and soul were shattered together. Scattered flesh and blood were scattered all over the ground, and the whole yard was filled with the smell of blood. Seya was still obsessed with Tianlai Daoist's path and had not yet woken up. Lin Moyu sat there from beginning to end without doing anything. The tea on the table was steaming hot, and the tea fragrance mixed with the smell of blood became an extremely strange and special taste. It's a different taste to be accompanied by blood rain. Accompanied by a light laugh, a roasting immortal flame flew out of his fingertips and exploded in the yard. The sea of fire enveloped the yard, purifying the blood. The power of life spread, and the destroyed objects in the yard were quickly restored. In a blink of an eye, they had been restored to almost everything, with only a few places that could not be completely restored. Lin Moyu sighed lightly. It's a pity that time cannot be reversed, otherwise it can be restored to its original state. Time can be accelerated or decelerated, but it cannot be reversed. If the magical power is great, objects can be taken from the long river of time, which can also restore the yard to its original state. But it is still not a reversal of time. In the time segment of the captured object, these things will be lost, and some unknown cause and effect will be triggered. There are great causes and effects in the long river of time, which cannot be easily touched. Tell me, what is your real purpose? Lin Moyu said softly. Undead flames, Yin Mingzong and others who just died knelt on the ground. At this moment, Yin Mingyang, who was like a madman, no longer looked like before. He also became very obedient and knelt on the ground devoutly. The protagonist of this incident is Yin Mingzong. After becoming a resurrected person, he completely became Lin Moyu's dog and immediately escaped completely without any reservation. The purpose of this visit is actually very simple, just to capture Lin Moyu back. He determined that Lin Moyu was the one who plotted against him at the auction before. At the same time, he felt that it was impossible for Lin Moyu, a Tianzuan, to have such a strong strength. Behind Lin Moyu, there must be a stronger force supporting him. He believed that someone wanted to deal with the Yin family, and it was very likely the Lei family. After all, the Yin family is the spy of the Hanshui Holy Land in Leicheng. If there is a chance, the Lei family will definitely deal with the Yin family. After listening to Yin Mingzong's report, Lin Moyu couldn't help but smile and said, I really think too much. If the Lei family wants to deal with the Yin family, they will only be fair and honest, and it is impossible to do such sneaky things. The thought flashed through Lin Moyu's mind, and he felt that his thinking was not right. In this way, he would become a sneaky person. Now that the Yin family has taken action against him, they will definitely not let him go. And it is difficult to explain that Yin Mingzong and others returned empty-handed. From Yin Mingzong, Lin Moyu learned about the Yin family's style of doing things and the sea people who used Yin Changshuan. Even if they don't take action in Leicheng, they will take action when he leaves Leicheng. And the next time they take action, it may be Daozuan. Lin Moyu asked, how many Daozuans are there in the Yin family, and what realms are they in? Yin Mingzong said, there are 3 Daozuans in total. The head of the family and the elder are both in Dao Realm 1, and the ancestor is in Dao Realm 2. The ancestor of the Yin family has been in seclusion for many years and generally does not ask about family affairs. The elder is the previous head of the family and the father of the current head of the family, Yin Changru. Yin Changru has 2 sons, Yin Mingzong and Yin Mingyang. If nothing unexpected happens, when Yin Mingzong reaches the high-level Tianzuan, the position of the head of the family will be passed to him. Yin Changru once got the position of the head of the family in this way. The direct line of the Yin family has no descendants. Lin Moyu whispered to himself. Yin Mingzong and Yin Mingyang had all died in his hands, and there was no successor to the direct line of the Yin Queen. Lin Moyu was thinking about how to deal with the Yin family. Before solving the Yin family, he could not leave Leiching for the time being. And Lin Moyu didn't think that if he let the resurrected Yin Mingzong and others go back, he could hide it for a long time, and it would reveal flaws sooner or later. Then let's deal with the Yin family. Lin Moyu had a bold idea. The Yin family is a 5-star force with 3 Dao masters, and the ancestor of the family is in the second realm of Dao. With his strength, he is far from being the opponent of the Yin family. If any Dao master comes, he can only barely save his life. If the ancestor of the second realm of Dao takes action, he can't save himself. So to deal with the Yin family, he can only borrow 5. In Leiching, the only family that can deal with the Yin family is the Lei family. How to borrow the power of the Lei family has become the most important issue. Although the Lei family does not have too many twists and turns, they are not stupid. If they do it too obviously, it will be easily seen. And in this way, it will be counterproductive. After thinking about it, Lin Moyu decided to get straight to the point. From Yin Mingzong's mouth, he learned that the Lei family has actually been suppressing the Yin family, but because the Yin family is backed by the Hanshui Holy Land, the Lei family has never touched the Yin family. In other words, the Lei family will move the Yin family sooner or later, unless the Lei family is willing to be inferior to the Hanshui Holy Land forever. At the same time, Lin Moyu also learned a secret: there is a teleportation array in the Yin family. This teleportation array goes directly to the Hanshui Holy Land. As long as the Yin family is in trouble, the Daozuan in the Hanshui Holy Land can go directly to Leiching from the teleportation array. The teleportation array is very secretive, and the Lei family doesn't know about it at all. After thinking about it, Lin Moyu has an idea. You go back first, just treat this operation as a failure, don't show any flaws, delay some time, I order. As resurrected people, Yin Mingzong and others immediately accepted the order, otherwise they would show any flaws. Yin Mingying was actually the key. Yin Mingying once again showed his familiar temperament, unruly, unyielding to anyone, a little crazy, and prone to anger. It is not easy for all kinds of emotions to appear in one person at the same time. The lightning shielding array was removed, and the space in the yard returned to normal. The array on the Thunder City did not find anything and continued to operate normally. Several people left silently, as if nothing had happened. From the arrival of Yin Mingzong and others to their departure now, it was only more than 10 minutes. Everything has changed drastically. Soon after they left, Seya slowly opened her eyes, with lightning flashing in her eyes, and Seya showed joy. Master, I have memorized all of Master Tianlei's Thunder Avenue. It is right to memorize everything, and it would be abnormal if I didn't. Lin Moyu said, practice slowly, and ask me if you don't understand anything. When you have digested and understood all these cultivation methods, I will teach you the way of formation. Seya blinked her big eyes. I heard that the way of formation is difficult. Can I learn it? Lin Moyu said, you will know after learning it. In fact, it is not that difficult. You will know when the time comes. Seya, practice first. I, Wang Nuheo, have to go out for a while. Seya said, oh, and began to practice the Thunder Road of Tiandao people. In Leiching, the original power of thunder and lightning is very strong. Practicing the Thunder Road in Leiching will have twice the result with half the effort. Lin Moyu left Cheng Hongguang here to protect Seya, just in case. At the same time, he opened the formation in the courtyard and then went to the Lei family. Halfway, Lin Moyu's plan for the Yin family was quickly perfected. Until he arrived at the Lei family, the plan had taken shape. Next, it depends on whether the Lei family has the courage. If the Lei family does not dare, then I can only find another way and find a way to leave Leiching. Lin Moyu knew very well that he could not be a match for the Yin family alone. If the Lei family was unwilling to take action against the Yin family, then he would have to change his words and ask the Lei family to help him leave Lei City, or even leave the area controlled by the Hanshui Holy Land. In addition to the Lei family, he also had a backup plan, which was the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce. Lin Moyu would never put all his eggs in one basket. The origin of the moon hangs high, and Leiqing is still very lively. The more nights there are, the more practitioners appear. They either finish a whole day of practice or return from outside, and they will gather in the city to drink a lot of wine. Some people who return from adventures will speak nonsense, as if to prove that they are still alive. Today is also the day when the trip to Leishan ends. The lucky ones who return from the trip to Leishan have made more or less progress in their cultivation. They are in a very good mood and tell their own stories. At this moment, these people are the protagonists of the story. Lin Moyu passed through most of Leiqing and came to the door of Lei's house. After announcing his identity, Lei Sanxiang went out in person and welcomed Lin Moyu in. When they came to the reception room, Lei Sanxiang asked someone to prepare good tea, and Lin Moyu became a minister. Hearing the news of Lin Moyu's arrival, Lei Yiming and Lei Jingying also rushed over. Lei Yiming smiled, "Brother Lin, what's the matter with you?" Lin Moyu knew how to deal with Lei Yiming, and got straight to the point. "The Yin family wanted to kill me." Lei Yiming's face changed drastically. "The Yin family is so bold. When did it happen?" Lin Moyu said, "Just now, they used the lightning shielding array." Lightning shielding array. Hearing this array, they knew that Lin Moyu was not talking nonsense. 447. Others did not know about the lightning shielding array, but they knew it very well. And they knew that the lightning shielding array came from the Hanshui Holy Land and was specially made to target the Lei family. Lei Yiming looked at Lei Jingying. "Jingying, check it out." Lei Jingying nodded, and a formation plate appeared in his hand. The lightning on this formation plate was jumping, echoing the formation on Leiqing. Lin Moyu knew that the real core of the Leiqing formation was the small formation plate in Lei Jingying's hand. After some inquiries, Lei Jingying confirmed what Lin Moyu said. "We did find traces of the lightning shielding array not long ago, and the location was also in Lin Xiaoyou's yard." Lei Yiming's eyes showed a little coldness. "The Yin family is really getting bolder and bolder. They dared to take action directly. It seems that we have to teach them a lesson." Lei Jingying said, "Could you tell me the details of the previous situation? How many people from the Yin family came?" Lin Moyu roughly described the previous situation, and Lei Yiming and the other two were shocked. Lei Sanxiang couldn't believe it. "You mean, the Yin family sent out 5 middle-level Tianzuan and 1 high-level Tianzuan?" Lin Moyu hummed, "Fortunately, I still have some means, so they didn't succeed, but the Yin family's intention to kill me will not be cut off. I have sworn to be irreconcilable with the Yin family." After Lei Jingying pondered for a few breaths, Da whispered, "What do you want to do, little friend Lin?" Lin Moyu said, "I am alone and far from being a match for the Yin family. Now there are 2 ways to go. One is that I leave Leiqing, but I have to trouble a few seniors to escort me out of Leiqing, preferably out of the control area of Hanshui Holy Land." Lei Yiming snorted coldly. "Doing this does not mean that our Lei family is afraid of the Yin family. This road is blocked." Lin Moyu said, "In fact, Brother Lei does not need to think so. This is not to be afraid of the Yin family. The conflict is only between me and the Yin family, and has nothing to do with the Lei family. If the Lei family is not convenient, I can also go to the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce. I think they will have a way." Lei Yiming slapped the table and made a muffled sound. "Brother Lin, don't say anything more. I said that this road is blocked. Change another one." Lin Moyu sighed. "The second way, that can only be to destroy the Yin family." As soon as these words came out, Lei Jingying and Lei Sanxiang were shocked. They had thought about what Lin Moyu would say, but they didn't expect it to be this way. Lin Moyu was too bold to destroy the Yin family. However, Lei Jingying did not express his opinion. Now that the ancestor was present, he would let the ancestor decide anything. After Lei Yiming pondered for a few seconds, "It is not impossible to destroy the Yin family. I have wanted to destroy them for a long time. But to destroy the Yin family, we need a reason." Lei Zhengying saw that the ancestor looked serious, and hurriedly said, "Ancestor, the Yin family is backed by the Hansui Holy Land. We are not at the right time to turn against the Hansui Holy Land. And the Yin family's teleportation array." Lei Yiming said, "I know, so we need a reason to destroy the Yin family, and we need to find a way to solve the Yin family's teleportation array. As long as these two problems can be solved, the Yin family can be destroyed." Lei Zhengying said, "The problem of the teleportation array is difficult to solve. The one who arranged the teleportation array is the array master in the Hansui Holy Land. We can't even block it." While Lei Zhengying was speaking, he pointed his finger into the air, revealing a topographic map. The topographic map was exactly the Yin family, and every location of the Yin family was clearly marked in it, and the location of the teleportation array was also marked. While the Yin family was monitoring the Lei family was also monitoring the Yin family. Lei Yiming looked at Lin Moyu. "Brother Lin, do you have any ideas?" Lin Moyu, as a heavenly venerable, was recognized by the heavenly thunder Daoist, and he must have something magical about him. Lin Moyu said, "In fact, reasons can be made up even after the fact. But in order to stop the gossip, give them a reason." Yin Mingying brought the Yin family heavenly venerable and attacked Miss Lei Pengpeng halfway. Is this reason enough? Lei Zhengying stared at Lin Moyu, feeling that Lin Moyu was talking about a fairy tale. Although Yin Mingying is an idiot, he would not do such a thing. Lin Moyu asked again, "Is this reason enough? If not, we can add the Yiming sect, or let Pengpeng kill them, and fight to the death." Lei Yiming understood that Lin Moyu had a way to do it. He whispered, "What about the teleportation array?" Lin Moyu said, "I can also solve the problem of the teleportation array, but I can't provide evidence. It depends on whether Brother Lei believes me." Lei Yiming pondered again. After a moment, he made a decision and whispered, "Believe." Lin Moyu asked, "Brother Lei, have you ever thought about how to explain to the Hansui Holy Land after destroying the Yin family?" Bang! The huge jade table shattered under Lei Yiming's palm. Lei Yiming was full of heroic spirit, explained to the hell, "If the Hansui Holy Land dares to turn against my Lei family can also peel off a layer of skin from them. 11. Even if they really fight like this, the worst that can happen is that our Lei family will return to Leishan again. What can they do to us? There is a Taoist priest Tian Lei in Leishan. If Hansui Holy Land dares to come, everyone will die." Lei Yiming looked at Lei Zhengying and Lei Sanxiang. "Zhengying, Sanxiang, do you have any questions?" Seeing that his ancestor had made a decision, Lei Zhengying naturally had no problem. "In fact, we have wanted to destroy the Yin family for a long time, but we have never found a good opportunity. There is no room for two tigers in one mountain. The Lei family is the only tiger in Leiqing. They have lived with the Yin family for so long. It's time to settle accounts." The few people discussed it again, and Lin Moyu told everything he knew about the Yin family. The Lei family actually knew the situation of the Yin family very well, and the few people quickly discussed a complete plan. The next day, Lei Pengpeng took several Lei family members to play in Liqingwang. This time, Lei Sanxiang did not follow. Coincidentally, Yin Mingying also brought Yin family Tianzuan to the city and met Lei Pengpeng. Yin Mingying suddenly spoke out, wanting to marry Lei Yin as his wife. The two of them immediately clashed. Yin Mingying was injured by Lei Pengpeng's protective magic weapon, and the Yin family's Tianzuan then attacked Lei Pengpeng, and the attack was extremely heavy, wanting to kill Lei Pengpeng. This scene happened in the area with the most people in Leiqing, and countless practitioners saw it. Lei Pengpeng relied on the magic weapon to protect himself and escaped with serious injuries. Several disciples of the Lei family were also seriously injured. The next second, the Leiqing formation was activated, and the sound of thunder resounded throughout the city. In the thunder, an angry voice sounded, "Yin family, you are looking for death." The owner of the voice is Lei Zhengying, who is also Lei Pengpeng's biological father. Everyone knows that Lei Pengpeng is the little princess of the Lei family and everyone's treasure. Anyone who dares to attack Lei Pengpeng is simply tired of living. As Lei Zhengying's angry voice sounded, countless thunders gathered in the air and locked onto the Yin family. It's over, the Yin family is in big trouble. How could Yin Mingyang, this idiot, think of marrying Miss Pengpeng? Isn't this just asking for trouble? And Miss Pengpeng didn't want to, but she didn't hurt anyone. This time, the Lei family was really offended. Did the Yin family deliberately turn against the Lei family? Many people who eat melons don't know the truth at all. They only believe what they see with their own eyes, but they can't think of the deeper meaning. Lin Moyu stood in his own yard. Once this step is taken, the Lei family can't turn back. In his mind, he reviewed the scene at the Lei family half a day ago. The reason why he first proposed this way of leaving was to wait for Lei Yiming's words that this road was blocked. The same words, said earlier or later, have completely different effects. After Lei Yiming said that this road was blocked, Lin Moyu already knew that the matter was half done. In addition, the Lei family originally wanted to destroy the Yin family, but they could not find an opportunity, so the next thing was naturally a sure thing. Later, it was exactly as he thought. In fact, thinking about it later, Lin Moyu felt that not only he was using the Lei family, but the Lei family was also using him. Lei Yiming's last few words seemed to be as if he knew that he would definitely have a way. But no matter what, the Lei family did attack the Yin family. Now that the reason was there, the prelude to this war had been thoroughly unfolded, and it only needed an opportunity to turn to the climax. The lightning of the Thunder City formation became more and more intense, turning into a sea of thunder, hovering over the Yin family. For a time, the Yin family was in chaos. The head of the Yin family, Yin Changru, turned into a phantom and appeared in the air. His face was gloomy. Lei family head, this is a misunderstanding. Lei Zhengying's appearance also turned into a phantom in the air. He looked like an immortal god. Looking down at Yin Changru, there is no misunderstanding. Pengpeng was seriously injured by your Yin family's Tianzuan. Countless people in Lei City have seen it. Yin Changru immediately said, it must be a misunderstanding. Our Yin family can make compensation. Lei Zhengying snorted coldly, your Yin family's compensation to me is not enough. At this time, the situation of the two was witnessed by the whole city. Countless people looked up at the sky, amazed. My goodness, the two largest families in Leicheng, their heads of families are confronting each other. Such a scene is rare in 1,000 years. This time, the Yin family has offended the Lei family badly. Everyone knows that the most precious thing to the Lei family is this little princess. The Yin family has stirred up a hornet's nest. I don't know how it will end this time. The Yin family is in big trouble, and the Lei family will definitely not let it go. Prepare tea, prepare wine, and prepare to watch the show. This is a major event that has not happened in Leicheng for thousands of years. How can those who are not interested miss this opportunity? This will be a great topic of conversation in their cultivation career. Boom! Suddenly, there was a loud noise, and Leicheng shook, and the Yin family suddenly exploded. The Lei family's formation had not yet launched an attack, and the Yin family had already exploded. The terrifying power swept the entire Yin family. The Yin family's formation lit up and blocked the powerful impact. The explosion was extremely powerful, almost reaching the limit of Tianzuan, and almost reaching the level of Daozuan. Even with the protection of the formation, almost 1/5 of the Yin family was razed to the ground, and a large number of Yin family members died on the spot. And the center of the explosion happened to be the location of the Hanshui Holy Land teleportation array. The teleportation array was destroyed in this explosion. Yin Changru's face changed suddenly, and he suddenly realized that the Lei family had planned it long ago, and they wanted to destroy the Yin family. Lin Moyu saw it in his eyes and snorted coldly, the last support of the Yin family is gone. The self-destructor was naturally King Yinchang. As a resurrected person, King Yinchang broke into the teleportation array, and the Yin family was destroyed. If it was an external attack, the Yin family's array would be enough to hold out until the support of the Hanshui Holy Land arrived. But now it was destroyed from the inside, and the Een family's teleportation array was destroyed in an instant. The next moment after the self-destruction, the thunder that had been accumulated for a long time fell down, and countless thunders turned into a big net, and the Een family was shrouded in it. Lei Zhengying, who was originally just a shadow, suddenly revealed his true body, and a thunder road evolved behind him, carrying wind and thunder to sweep across the Een family. The formation in the Een family flashed, resisting thousands of thunders. But this is Lei Ching, everything is controlled by the Lei family, and the resistance of the Een family seems so fragile. Their greatest reliance was also destroyed in the self-destruction of King Een Chang. Een Changru roared, "Lei Zhengying, I will fight you." Een Changru also summoned his avenue, and the avenue turned into glaciers, which rose thousands of miles, as if to pierce the sky and the earth. Lei Zhengying snorted coldly, "You are not qualified." His thunder avenue turned into a giant whip, with a roaring sound and thousands of thunders. Een Changru's glacier was instantly shattered. Lei Zhengying is in the second realm of Dao, Een Changru is only in the first realm of Dao, and the difference in strength between the two is not small. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Een Changru also knew that he was not Lei Zhengying's opponent, but in this situation, he could not retreat. "Changru, retreat!" A voice suddenly sounded in the Een family, and someone shot out from the Een family at the same time. Een Changru's face was happy, and he immediately retreated. A glacier appeared out of thin air. Unlike the thousands of glaciers like Een Changru, there was only one glacier at the moment, but it stretched for thousands of miles like a mountain range, and at the same time it was extremely condensed and solid. The glacier and the thunder whip collided with each other, and the ground of Leiching cracked and roared continuously, as if the whole city was about to break. The one who came out of the Een family was the eldest elder of the Een family, who was also Een Changru's father. Lei Zhengying sneered, "I didn't expect that you have reached the second realm, but it's useless. Today your Een family will be destroyed." The elder of the Een family snorted coldly, "If you want to destroy my Een family, it depends on whether you have the strength to do so." Lei Zhengying's eyes were neither happy nor sad. "You will see." He took out a formation plate and tapped it lightly a few times, and the formation plate was activated immediately. In the Thunder City formation, countless thunders fell, and the Een family's formation became shaky in an instant. The Een family's formation was already strong enough, and it could only block the Thunder City formation for a moment. This was just the beginning. The formation plate continued to operate, and the earth shook more and more violently. Thunders emerged from the ground, carrying a stronger breath of origin, sweeping the whole city like a storm. Under the earth, a more powerful formation appeared. This formation is directly connected to the origin spirit vein, contains terrifying power. The double thunder of heaven and earth, the two formations enveloped the Een family. The Een family's formation finally couldn't hold on and exploded. In an instant, countless lightnings poured into the Een family, and the Een family was about to turn into a sea of thunder. The Een family screamed continuously, and countless Een family members died on the spot. The elder of the Een family gritted his teeth, "Asshole, stop it." He controlled the glacier and smashed it towards Lei Zhengying frantically. Lei Zhengying held the long whip transformed by the Thunder Avenue in his hand and easily blocked the glacier. The two were both in the second realm of Dao Zun, but Lei Zhengying's strength was still slightly better than that of the elder of the Een family. Een Changru used his Wanli Glacier to replace the Een family formation to resist the thunder. At the same time, he shouted loudly, "Please come out of seclusion and save my Een family." All the surviving children of the Een family also knelt down at this moment, shouting loudly, "Please come out of seclusion and save my Een family." Een Mingzong was also among them, shouting with him to kill people. Boom! The Een family was shaken, thousands of thunders were shaken away, and the ancestor of the Een family broke through the thunder and broke out of the seclusion. "Whoever dares to touch the Een family will be killed by me." The ancestor of the Lei family broke through the barrier at the last moment. His breath was extremely strong and the cold air swept the whole city. Countless thunders were frozen before they could get close to it. Even the thunder was frozen. The power of the ancestor of the Lei family far exceeded that of the great elder. He saw the miserable state of the Een family and snorted coldly, "Lei family, I will not be done with you, die. You are the one who will die." Before the ancestor of the Een family could make a move, a more powerful breath appeared in the air. Lei Yiming came with a sea of thunder. He turned into a giant with thunder wings on his back and punched the ancestor of the Een family. In an instant, the sky was broken and a sea of thunder appeared in the world. The ancestor of the Een family screamed, "Daoist, you have reached the fourth realm." Lei Yiming snorted coldly, "Correct answer, but no reward." Before the punch arrived, the Een family had completely collapsed. The people of the Een family collectively sprayed blood. The aftermath alone was not something they could bear. Een Changru's Wanli Glacier continued to collapse, and his 487 could not stop Lei Yiming's attack. However, he did not dare to put away the Wanli Glacier, otherwise all the children of the Een family would die. The ancestor of the Een family spurted blood from his mouth. He was injured by just one punch. He was only in the second realm of Dao Zun, and there was a huge gap between him and the fourth realm of Dao Zun. The ancestor of the Een family roared, "You guys run away, I'll hold him back." He threw out a Dao Zun realm magic weapon broadsword. The broadsword exploded, the Dao Zun realm magic weapon exploded, bursting out with extremely powerful power, and forcibly blasted through the sea of thunder and reached the outside of Leicheng. At the cost of a Dao Zun realm magic weapon, he opened a way out for his own people. Een Changru immediately seized the opportunity, waved his hand and rolled up the remaining people of the Een family, and rushed out of the city. The elder held Lei Zhengying back, and the ancestor of the Een family used all his strength to hold Lei Yiming back as much as possible. Lei Yiming did not stop him and let Een Changru leave. Lin Moyu saw it and smiled. "Sure enough, they escaped, just as I thought." Seya was also watching this amazing battle. "Master, can the Een family escape?" Lin Moyu smiled. "Does Seya hope they can escape?" Seya shook her head. "Although Seya doesn't understand, the Een family doesn't seem to be good people." Lin Moyu laughed. "There are no good or bad people in this world." Een Changru rushed out of the city with his clansmen and went away quickly. He didn't forget to look back. "Lei family, this hatred will definitely be repaid double in the future. You have no chance." Thunder 3 sounds fell from the sky, blocking Een Changru's way. Practicing the Thunder Road, the speed of the Lei family is definitely above Een Changru. Een Changru knew that he couldn't run away with his speed, so he didn't run away immediately. He said to Een Mingzong behind him, "Zonger, you take your people and go first, I will hold him back. If I can survive, I will come to find you again." Een Mingzong nodded, "Go." After that, he suddenly attacked his people. The attack was extremely fierce, and he was completely going to kill people. Not only him, but also several middle-level Tianzins who were traveling with him also attacked their people at the same time. Een Changru's face changed drastically. "Zonger, what are you doing?" Een Mingzong did not answer, "Just killing people." The screams continued, and in a blink of an eye, 1/3 of the people he brought out had been killed by them. "Stop it!" Een Changru activated the Wanli Glacier, and Een Changzong was immediately frozen and unable to move. This was for his son, and he directly killed several other middle-level Tianzins. Several middle-level Tianzins were frozen to death on the spot, and then there was a bang, and they exploded one after another. It's a pity that the self-explosion of the middle-level Tianzu has no effect on the Daozuan. Lei Sanxiang saw this with a complicated look. He intuitively felt that the reason why Een Mingzong was like this should be related to Lin Moyu. But he didn't know how Lin Moyu did it. Een Changru roared, "Go!" The dozens of surviving Een family members immediately scattered like birds and beasts, fleeing in all directions. Lei Sanxiang didn't chase, but looked at Een Changru. "It's your turn." He summoned his Thunder Avenue, which had 3 thunder whirlpools, which were extremely terrifying. Lei Sanxiang's name was related to his avenue. The same Thunder Avenue can evolve into different appearances in the hands of different practitioners. The three generations of the Yin family, all of them have glaciers, but they are all different. The same is true for the Lei family. There are 3 whirlpools in Lei Sanxiang's Thunder Avenue. Each whirlpool represents one of his attacks, and one attack is stronger than the other. If you can't bear it, the other party will die. If you can bear it, you will die. The Thunder Avenue locked onto Yin Changru. Take my first shot, and all the thunder will burst out. In the Thunder Avenue, a vortex suddenly lit up, and countless thunders surged out of it. In an instant, all the thunders burst out, and countless thunders illuminated the world, and blasted on Yin Ru's city glacier. Yin Changru roared, and he pushed the power of the avenue to the extreme, and the glacier spread a chilling cold, freezing the world. There were bursts of roars, and the glacier broke one after another, and the thunders ruthlessly tore his glacier apart. Yin Chuan retreated with blood spurting out of his screams. His avenue was severely damaged in the first shot, and it almost collapsed. Yin Changru was full of horror. He did not expect the combat power of the Thunder 3 shots to be so strong. He stared at Lei Sanxiang and said in disbelief, Why is your power so fishy? Lei Sanxiang is the same as himself, both are in the first realm of Dao Zun. Why is there such a big difference in combat power in the same realm? Lei Sanxiang snorted coldly, Some things are difficult to explain to you, and you are about to die, so there is no need to know. Since you have become a dog, you must be prepared to be slaughtered. Please take the second sound. In the Thunder Avenue, the second vortex glowed. 5 thunders hit the top of the head. Gold, green, blue, red, and yellow flashed by, representing the 5 elements of gold, wood, water, fire, and earth. The Thunder Avenue is not only thunder, but also can be integrated with other attributes. The second strike of Lei Sanxiang is to integrate 5 attributes. After integrating other attributes, the power of thunder has increased significantly. Although the second sound has only 5 thunders, the power is much stronger than the first sound of 10,000 thunders. Boom! The 5 thunders fell almost at the same time, and the 5 elements of attributes are mutually reinforcing and restraining. Under the simultaneous explosion, the power of thunder has been increased again. At this moment, the power of thunder was close to the second level of Dao Zun. Yin Changru was swallowed by thunder along with his screams. A dignified Dao Zun was smashed to pieces by thunder. A very inconspicuous weak light lit up, and Lei Sanxiang's eyes condensed. Sure enough, there is a life-saving magic weapon. It must be the Hansui death substitute from the Hansui Holy Land, but it's useless. He looked at Yuan 56,000 and saw a figure thousands of miles away. Yin Changru, who was obviously dead, appeared thousands of miles away at this moment. He was horrified and fled into the distance without looking back. At this moment, he didn't care about anything and just wanted to escape. The next moment, Yin Changru suddenly burst into lightning all over his body and couldn't move. A thunder road appeared above his head, and the third vortex in the heavenly Dao was shining. Lei Sanxiang shouted in a low voice, the third sound, the body-destroying and soul-destroying thunder. The seemingly weak thunder shot out from the vortex without a trace of fireworks and fell on Yin Changru. Silently, Yin Churu was shattered again. Lei Sanxiang saw it. This time, he is really dead. After confirming that Yin Changru was really dead, he stopped paying attention and looked into the distance, muttering to himself, Those guys who escaped, I don't know how to kill them. According to what was said before, the escaped Yin family members were all handed over to Lin Moyu for handling. After all, this matter was caused by him, so Lin Moyu had to do something. In addition to giving the Lei family a reason, he also destroyed the Yin family's teleportation array, and at the same time, he promised to deal with the escaped Yin family members. Under Lei Sanxiang's gaze, one skeleton god general after another flew over, holding the heads of the Yin family members. Lei Sanxiang's eyes narrowed slightly. Tianzuan realm puppets? Could it be that fellow Daoist Lin was able to fight back from the Yin family's attack before because of these puppets? Before, he thought that Lin Moyu used the token given by Lei Yiming, but now it seems that it should not be the case. Lin Moyu's voice suddenly came from the mouth of one of the skeleton gods, Senior Lei, the Yin family members, a total of 87 people, all strangled. Yuan Shi was spared. Lei Sanxiang looked at Yin Mingzong, who was unconscious on the ground. Do you want to kill him? Lin Moyu's voice rang out. He is still useful, keep him for now. Lei Sanxiang nodded and had no opinion on this. A mere Tianzuan 16 can't make any waves. And this Tianzuan seems to be a pawn of Lin Moyu. Lei Sanxiang didn't know what means Lin Moyu used to control others, but he wouldn't ask too much. At this moment, the battle in Leiqing has come to an end. Under the strong suppression of the Lei family, the Yin family is completely finished. And they don't even have a chance to escape. There is only one way to die waiting for them. In just half a day, the ancestors and the elders of the Yin family were killed one after another, and the Yin family was completely destroyed. The Lei family's business for so many years is not for free. Although there is a great battle in the Daozuan realm, the scope of the battle has never expanded. The powerful formation completely encircled the scope of the battle, and the damage to Leiqing was not great. Only the area where the Yin family was located was completely razed to the ground. Lei Sanxiang also brought Yin Mingzong back to Leiqing. In his opinion, Yin Mingzong was already the last survivor of the Yin family. He didn't know that Yin Mingzong, as a resurrected person, had died once. Lei Zhengying's deep voice rang out in the air. From now on, there will be no Yin family in Leiqing. He officially announced that the Yin family was removed from the list. Countless people sighed. The Yin family, which was once so arrogant, became history in just half a day. The power changes in the origin continent are so cruel. One moment they were still high and might be a dead body in the next second, or even no bones left. The Yin family is the best example. In the Yin family, blood and flesh are all over the ruins. Lei Zhengying used the formation to close the area where the Yin family was located, and no one was allowed to approach. Lin Moyu took the token given by the Lei family, got into the formation, and came to the ruins of the Yin family. Lei Yiming and the other three were here, in addition to Yin Mingzong. This time, only the three of them from the Lei family took action to destroy the Yin family. Lin Moyu knew that the three of them were not the full strength of the Lei family. Lin Moyu bowed slightly to the three people. I'm sorry to bother you all for my business. Lei Yiming waved his big hand. Brother Lin, why do you say that? The Yin family is a thorn in our eyes, and we have wanted to get rid of them for a long time. Lei Zhengying glanced at Yin Mingzong. Brother Lin, why do you still keep him? Lin Moyu said, of course it's for the Yin family treasure house. Lei Zhengying showed some surprise. The Yin family treasure house is actually in his hands? Lin Moyu said, it's not in his hands, but he knows where it is and how to get out. Lin Moyu looked at Yin Mingzong. Lead the way. Yes. Yin Mingzong was very obedient and immediately led everyone to the location of the Yin family treasure house. The Yin family treasure house exists in an independent space. If there is no one to lead the way, it is difficult to find it normally. Even if you plow the Yin family repeatedly, you can't find the Yin family treasure house. To open the treasure house, you need some special methods. Lin Moyu also learned this from Yin Mingzong. He was also a little curious about what would be in the Yin family treasure house. The entire Yin family is now a ruin, with traces of lightning and scorch everywhere, and the air is also filled with strong lightning properties, as if thunder will burst at any time. Several people came to the center of the former Yin family. There should have been an exquisite pavilion in the middle of the lake, which was originally a place for people to rest and enjoy the scenery. Now the lake water has been completely evaporated, and even the bottom of the lake has been broken by thunder, and the exquisite pavilion in the middle of the lake has become a pile of rubble. Lei Zhengying said, I didn't expect that the Yin family would place the entrance to the treasure house here. Lei Yiming sneered, the more this is the case, the less likely it will be discovered. I am curious about what is in the Yin family's treasure army. Lin Moyu said to Yin Mingzong, open it. Yes. Yin Mingzong responded in a low voice, and a lot of blood spurted out of his body. He gathered blood into a seal and crashed into the void. A transparent film suddenly appeared in the empty void. The seal fell on the film and turned into a piece of blood, dyeing the film red. The film melted quickly, and the Ian family's treasure was revealed. Lin Moyu explained, the Ian family's treasure house needs the Ian family's direct bloodline to open it. Lei Sanxian laughed, that's why fellow Daoist Lin wants to spare his life. Lin Moyu nodded slightly and looked at the Ian family's treasure house. Powerful auras of origin rushed out from the Ian family's treasure house. Lei Yiming stretched out his hand and grabbed everything in the Ian family's treasure house. A large number of origin crystals and various magic weapons. Most of the magic weapons were of the Supreme Realm and the Heavenly Realm, and there were only 2 of the Dao Realm. In addition, there were some cultivation methods that the Ian family had obtained through various means over the years. The bulk of the Ian family's treasure house was still origin crystals. There were quite a few 5th and 6th level origin crystals, but most of them were ordinary grade, and there were only a few fine grade ones. Lin Moyu lost interest after just a glance. The Ian family's treasure house sounded very famous, but it turned out to be worse than Xiaoya's. Lei Yiming waved his hand, these things are not worth my Lei family's attention, so I'll give them all to Brother Lin. Lin Moyu immediately shook his head, no, I don't need so many, and I didn't produce anything this time. Lei Yiming shook his head, Brother Lin, don't refuse, I'm telling the truth, these things are really not worth my Lei family's attention. If Brother Lin wants to build up his power in the future, various magic weapons are indispensable. Although the things here in the Ian family are not very good, they can be used as a makeshift. If Brother Lin must refuse, then he does not regard God as his brother. Lin Moyu still refused several times, but in the end he could not refuse and could only put them all away. He also saw that the Lei family did not lack these things. The Ian family's treasure house was nothing in the eyes of the Lei family. Lei Yiming said, okay, without further ado, I will send Brother Lin away. I estimate that the people from the Hansui Holy Land will come tomorrow at most, and they may blame Brother Lin at that time. Lin Moyu was a little worried, the Hansui Holy Land will embarrass the Lei family. Lei Yiming laughed, it's been difficult for a long time. Over the years, the Hansui Holy Land has made things difficult for us, but they don't have the brand to fight us. Unless their Holy Land doesn't want to continue, my Lei family is not easy to bully. Lin Moyu nodded, then I'll trouble Brother Lei. A moment later, a teleportation array in the Lei family was activated, and Lei Ming and Lin Mo disappeared at the same time in the Leicheng. In the Hansui Holy Land, beside a cold pond, Gu Nianshui sat quietly by the pond. She had restored her original appearance at this moment, with a bit of murderous aura on her beautiful face. There was a chill rising from the cold pond 10,000 meters high, and then falling from the 10,000 meters high altitude, falling on Gu Nianshui like a waterfall. Gu Nianshui frowned slightly, and seemed to be a little uncomfortable. Not far away, a woman stood in the air with bare jade feet. Under her feet, the cold airs turned into clouds, supporting her slowly up and down. She had a beautiful face, dressed in white, and exuded a chill all over her body, like an ice jade fairy. Gu Nianhai stood aside, not daring to approach. There was a bit of respect in his eyes. Holy Lord, how is Nianshui? This woman who looked like an ice jade fairy was the current Holy Lord of the Hansui Holy Land. She also had the same name, Hanyu, and was also called Jade Fairy, Jade Holy Lord, and so on. Gu Hanyu has a beautiful face, but her voice is as cold as ice. Someone cursed Nianshui and reduced her luck, which led to her failure in this trip to Leishan. Nianhai, think about it, has Lingbing offended anyone recently? Gu Hanyu looks only in her 20s, but she is like Gu Nianhai's ancestor. In fact, she is indeed Gu Nianhai's ancestor. If we count by seniority, Gu Nianhai has to call her grandma. But with her cultivation, age is meaningless, and only realm is meaningful. Gu Nianhai thought about it and suddenly thought of a possibility. Could it be that girl? He told the story of what happened in Leishan Square before, and talked about Xiaowu. He had felt the power of the void from Xiao Wu before, but was blocked by Lei Jingying and Lu Fengqing at that time, so he didn't see it clearly. Looking back now, only Xiao Wu has this possibility. It is related to that junior named Lin Moyu again. Gu Hanyu was silent for a moment, and his eyes gradually became serious. There are only two possibilities for a heavenly venerable who can manipulate the power of the void to reduce the luck. One is to have a corresponding luck-related magic weapon, but luck-related magic weapons are very rare, even she doesn't have one. The second possibility is that this heavenly venerable named Xiao Wu himself achieved the heavenly venerable by the law of luck. No matter which one it is, it has a certain temptation for Gu Rongyu. If the luck-related magic weapon is used well, the magic weapon of the heavenly venerable realm can be more terrifying than the magic weapon of the Daoist realm. If it is the second possibility, then it is best for this Xiao Wu to be absorbed into the Hanshui Holy Land. Those who can achieve the heavenly venerable with the power of the void will inevitably become Daoist venerables in the future. There is no exception in the history of the Origin continent. Gu Nianhai said, "They are still in Leiqing now. Do you want the Yin family to kill them?" Gu Hanyu said, "No need to kill them for the time being." She looked at Gu Nianshui. "I used the luck of the Holy Land to flush Nianshui's luck, and the curse has been offset. The water-containing luck will be fully restored in a short time." At this time, Gu Nianshui slowly woke up. Gu Nianshui had heard all the conversations between the two. Gu Nianshui slowly said, "Grandma, let Nianshui deal with this Lin Moyu personally." Gu Hanyu looked at Gu Nianshui, and a trace of tenderness rarely appeared in her cold eyes. "Okay, let Shui deal with it personally." She directly agreed to Gu Nianshui's request, which showed her love for Gu Nianshui. Suddenly, a ray of light flew from afar. Gu Hanyu stretched out her hand and caught the light in her hand. The light brought a message from afar. She crushed the light and obtained the message in it. Gu Hanyu's eyes showed a trace of surprise. The Yin family was destroyed. Gu Nianhai exclaimed, "What happened?" Gu Hanyu said, "It was the Lei family who did it. They destroyed the Yin family with the power of thunder." Gu Nianhai said, "This time Lei Yiming came out of retreat and mastered the true body of the great Dao. He should have been promoted to the fourth realm of Daozuan. He destroyed the Yin family like this. Does he want to go to war with us?" Gu Hanyu thought for a while. It shouldn't be. Lei Yiming knows very well that even if he is promoted to the fourth level of Daozun, he will not be our opponent. He destroyed the Yin family, probably to tell us that Leiqing is his Lei family's territory, so we should not interfere. Gu Nianhai said, "Isn't he afraid of our revenge?" Gu Hanyu shook his head. "It's strange that he would be afraid. You know who Lei Yiming is. If we really take action, he will definitely fight us to the death. Even if we destroy the Lei family, it will not be of any benefit to us, not to mention." She didn't continue to talk. There are some secrets that only she knows. Gu Nianhai said, "Then how do we deal with the destruction of the Yin family?" Gu Hanyu said, "The Yin family is the Yin family, we are us. You don't have to worry about this matter. Just take care of Nianshui, I will handle the rest." As she said that, she looked at Gu Nianshui. "Nianshui will practice here for another 3 days, and will leave after 3 days. You can't stay for long." Gu Nianshui responded obediently, "Grandma, don't worry, Nianshui understands." After Gu Hanyu left, a smile appeared on the corner of her mouth. "Lin Moyu, it's interesting." With the help of the Lei family's spiritual vein, Lei Yiming personally sent Lin Moyu out of Leiqing. The Lei family's spiritual vein spreads 100,000 miles, and Lei Ming sent Lin Moyu to the farthest point. Lei Yiming said, "From here, go all the way north, about 5 million miles, and you can leave the control of the Hanshui Holy Land. It's not that I don't want to continue to send Brother Lin, but the Hanshui Holy Land is monitoring my every move. In the area where the Lei family spiritual vein is located, I can move freely. Once I leave the spiritual vein area, the Hanshui Holy Land will find me." Lin Moyu was a little shocked. With Brother Lei's ability, can't he hide his own breath? Lei Yiming shook his head. "There is no way." Hansui Holy Land has a magic weapon that can monitor the movements of all Daozuan within the Holy Land. So the next road, it depends on Brother Lin himself. But I believe that with Brother Lin's ability, nothing will happen. If you build a power somewhere in the future, remember to send someone to bring back a letter, and I will definitely send a gift. Lufeng Chamber of Commerce is a good choice. They are not afraid of the Holy Land. You can find them for anything. Lin Moyu is no longer a novice who knows nothing about the origin continent. He knows many situations in his heart. The complexity of this world is far beyond his imagination. Now, he only needs to leave the scope of Hansui Holy Land, and there will be no danger for the time being. The tentacles of Hansui Holy Land cannot reach the territory of Wendao sect. Before leaving, Lei Yiming suddenly reminded again, you must be careful of Wendao sect. The people in this sect look very kind, but they are actually cruel and ruthless. Zhao Qianhao. Try not to offend them. If you do, you must kill them all. This is a sect that will come to the old after beating the younger ones. Lin Moyu nodded, Brother Lei, don't worry, I understand. Lei Yiming left. This place is located at the edge of the Lei family's spiritual vein. If he stays too long, he will be smelled by the Hansui Holy Land. The magic weapons of the Hansui Holy Land monitor the movements of all the Taoist masters in the Holy Land area. Lin Moyu took out the map, checked it carefully, and then turned into a stream of light and flew away. A mere 5 million miles, in the big world, not even half a step is needed. But in the origin continent, the speed is limited, the space law is difficult to use, and the space gate cannot be opened. The distance of 5 million miles is not short. This time, the road is not safe, so Lin Moyu took Seya and others into the rule world and didn't let her out. While rushing on the road, Lin Moyu counted the gains of this time. If you don't count, you don't know. Once you count, you will jump. This time, I made a fortune.